What is going on? DW in your face. And we have a very interesting topic to talk about tonight that I think actually a lot of people are looking forward to. Give me 1 second to pull up some links here and grab a link for you guys if I can. Yeah, here it is. Okay. Let me pause this. We're going to copy. Excellent. We got two people in here. What's up? What is going on? I am going to save this link here first of all. Matter of fact, I can just leave that up. I can copy and paste that link. What's up, JDS? We're going to talk about what's going on in the YouTube world and whether it's going to be good for you guys or whether you think it's going to be bad. And I'm not even talking about the drone community. I'm talking about YouTube overall and what's taking place right now. So it's actually quite interesting what's been happening in the background, and I think it's been going on since the end of 2018, but it just took a major turn, and I'm not sure if that's going to be good or that's going to be bad. We will find out here shortly. I'm going to wait till a few more people get in the room. Drone shots, what's happening, brother? If anybody would like to jump into the chat, I will go ahead and drop the StreamYard link so you guys can pop in here if you want to, and we'll see if we can get a few people in here. I'm kind of hoping Mel's not asleep yet. I'm assuming he is, but maybe not. He's a night owl like me. We'll see what happens. Kind of hoping maybe even Ghost Mafia or some of the other crew will pop in. This will be a good discussion for these guys. But anybody go out and fly today? Let's start with this discussion. No, JDS, they're definitely not. It's a funny comment, though. Still getting some definite pains from down below, but it is getting better. I'm getting better. That's a good thing. 817 lids. How probable is not to solar power a drone from almost fly in the sky nonstop? How probable is it to solar? Well, it's 817 LDS. It has been done before. I forget the country that applied this, but it wasn't so much a drone. It was, but it wasn't, because it is autonomous. But it is a massive winged flying machine. Kind of like a glider with batteries, but it also, the entire thing is almost made out of lightweight solar panels, including the wings, the carriage, the body, the fuselage. Everything on this is basically made out of solar panels, lightweight solar panels. With I want to say there's like almost 12 to 15 motors on it. It is a massive platform. It's the size of a decent like Piper Archer N75 1164 four-seater airplane, maybe even larger than that. I think it has a longer wingspan anyways. But it is strictly powered by solar, and it flies around 50 days straight before it comes down for maintenance and then goes back up. And the reason why they built it is because it brings internet to all these different areas in this part of the world. When it flies around, it's able to cast a signal. So at a certain time of day, everyone has internet for a certain projected period of time when it circles their area, so that they're not out of touch with the entire world, which is actually really cool. They were able to bring internet to areas that don't have internet without having to run landlines. So it's a super, super cool setup how they decided to initiate it, rig it, and set it up. But what are the odds of a drone with the current technology that we have for solar is probably zero right now. And the reason I say that is because to make 5 volts even a possibility, and we're talking 5 volts, takes almost 6 to 12 full-size solar panels that are about this. I can't even put it in screen, and they're about that thick, and they weigh quite a bit. And that's just to make 5 volts. So if that gives you an idea, yes, it does cast a signal. It's very unique how they came up with it. You can actually look it up on YouTube. It is a fixed wing glider that provides internet to countries that have limited access for certain periods throughout the day. It's actually very cool. And the thing flies, I think, for like 50 days straight before it comes down for maintenance and service. So it's a really neat setup and rig. If you guys couldn't tell, I do a lot of background research on these types of things, man. I spend a lot of my time staying up all night and researching things. It helps my brain become like a compendium of useless information constantly, but it is good. Um, JDS says you can do it. I built my motorcycle. Clean caliper was awesome, dude. That does sound pretty awesome. You would have to make a massive drone that had very low power draw, that had very low weight characteristics, I guess, to be able to be powered by just solar panels. Fixed wing gliders are different because they use the air as updraft. So technically, it's speed versus lift versus a drone, which is rotation causes thrust, causes lift. So there's 2 different form factors going on here for drones versus airplanes. If you get what I'm saying here, and you have to take all those variables into account. So, what's up, dude? What is up? I will drop the link again in case anybody would like to join me. I haven't even gotten into the cool stuff yet, guys. So we're about to cover all that cool stuff that's happening with YouTube in the background that most people haven't been aware of. So I do sit here and, like I said, I just study things and I learn as much as I possibly can all the time. So, but I hope that helps your understanding a little bit. Single winged airplane. Get the battery life, fam. There you go. Yeah, they do, man. It's that's why fixed wing gliders can glide so long on such a small amount of battery power. So yeah, it's a really cool rig. It's just crazy to see how they built this aircraft. This fixed wing glider essentially is all solar panels. It's nuts, man. So anyways, StreamYard's link is up there. If nobody joins me here pretty soon, I'll go ahead and start talking about what my initial discussion was going to be about. I have a plan to be on for quite a while tonight. Like I said, man, it's been pretty hacky weather outside, so I haven't been able to fly FPV or do anything too crazy on my channel here lately. Obviously, I've also been in the healing process, so by you guys watching my stuff right now while I'm kind of incapacitated, it really definitely helps, especially if you smash the like button. That definitely keeps my algorithm boost up. Pretty deficient on views right now for obvious reasons, but it is what it is, man. So yeah, dude. All right, Dan. Just remember that your brain is hard to drive. Is a hard drive. It needs reformatting every so often. You'll end up like me. Exactly, Lloyd. Why don't you come in here, man? Come on, bro. I really need someone else with some good smarts to talk with me on this panel. This will be good for everyone. You probably don't know what's going on, but you will hear shortly. So. Let's talk tech. Well, I think we're going to save the tech to talk about small channels and growth for a minute here. I bet they glide longer if they could have a fixed wing glider. When it just glides and gets recharged, then that's basically what it does. It glides at extremely high altitudes for long periods of time and then takes the solar charge. And then it basically, I think they even trained it to ride thermals, which is pretty cool, man. Kind of like an eagle or a hawk or a bird of any kind rides thermals. I think they were actually able to train it to seek thermals because that definitely cuts back on battery power. I think it was a very sophisticated little unit, if I remember. It was actually pretty neat how they built it. There was a lot involved with the build process. A lot of smart people on that project. One of these nights, I'll do a whole live stream about how they brought internet to another world, another country that had zero access. So, Lloyd, you going to be able to do it, buddy? Please say you can come in for a while. I don't want to be the only guy on the panel. Like I said, if I remember, they said it flew for like 49 or 50 days straight before they ever have to bring it down for maintenance related needs. So, what about the missile that's nuclear powered? I mean, if they can create a stationary vehicle that could hover high in the sky that flies nonstop, means self maintenance or longer periods. Well, but you also have to understand, A17 lids, that by burning nuclear waste, it has to go somewhere. What do you do with the nuclear waste while it just sits up there and flies forever? Oz by drone. How come you have two 3DR solos? Because I love them so damn much. That's why. So here's the link again. Feel free to join me, guys. Anybody. Oz, you would love this because we actually just got done talking about an internet scenario that I feel really bad for you, sir, because your internet is crazy. I actually want to get a hold of the company out there in Australia and kind of wring their neck, I think. I did get your update because you posted on your page that I'm part of, so that was cool. The notifications are working. I was able to lay into the video and share it a few places. So there are birds that actually fly around for a year straight nonstop. That's pretty crazy. Just drop the nuclear waste on the RC sailors. Oh my gosh. Wow. I guess we're not going to get Lloyd here. It's too bad. I really wanted him in here. But Oz, you're more than welcome to join me if your Aussie internet is able to keep up here. It'd be nice to get you in here. JDS. I'm still this super hated channel, and I just can't figure out why. I've always remained me. Me. I also don't think live streams actually help YouTube. I think they make them worse. We'll talk about that at some point too. You are buffering, stuffering. It failed over to backup internet. Really? Oh my gosh. Am I buffering for anybody else? Hey Dan, can I get a wrench? I can't do that unfortunately because I'm using StreamYards. I'm not using YouTube streaming. So I have no ability to give you a wrench while I'm in here. I just have to hope that if somebody comes in, my mods do the correct work that needs to be done. So, all right. Well, it would appear that we lost Lloyd. Oh no, I will be in there in a minute. Excellent. Lloyd is coming. Oz apparently is having some bad internet, so that's not going to be a possibility. I'm sorry to hear that. If you guys haven't checked out Oz's channel, you should really go over there and check out his latest video here about why internet sucks in Australia, and it's worth the watch. If you're not too busy laughing at the stupid person that he's talking to the whole time, who obviously does not know how to do their job. Or the company. How would you like it if an internet company told you that they understand your frustration, that your internet sucks and it goes through these daily blackouts, and they put in work orders, but then nobody does anything about the work orders for like years. They just say, we can't fix it until the problem's fixed. That's their answer. We can't fix it until the problem is fixed. But I'm asking you to fix the problem. Right, it's not on our end. It's on this other company's end. Well, who's telling them they need to fix it? Well, they're aware of the problem. Well, how come it's not fixed? Well, we'll fix it when they fix their side of the problem. Then we can fix it, and then it'll be fixed. It was the most ridiculous back and forth I've ever seen. Night Train, what's up, brother? Like I said, I will post the link one more time. I'll be watching for Lloyd. If Night Train, you're up for it, feel free to come on in. So, yeah, people are stupid. I agree. People are dumb. So, well, We got 11 people in here at midnight. That's not too shabby. Just kind of hoping to have around 15 to 20 at this point, but we'll wait till Lloyd gets in and we'll kick this off. We'll discuss some pretty interesting things that have been happening in the background of YouTube. So, don't forget, if you just popped in, to hit the like button. It definitely helps. I will be back to making regular content as soon as I'm able to. Until then, it's kind of just live streams, talking, communicating, and yeah, not falsifying fake information across the internet about drones that don't exist, that fly on hopes and dreams. That's not going to be coming from my channel. You missed the fun, Dan. I just did a live call with, oh, really, Telstra? Finished just before you started streaming. Well, that's why your internet's bugging up. They know that you're making a stream about them. And then it failed over to back up. Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy. We can do it, Dan. Pull a moon that will bring them in. Yeah, no, I've got some plans, man. Unfortunately, like I said, guys, right now I'm still saving up for my second surgery, and I still have a few more car problems to work out. Like I said, life has a way to throw curveballs at you to keep you from moving forward. So, Zelda Master, what's up? And backup is slow, I bet. Oh yeah, no, you won't get that kind of bogus baloney on my channel, man. I'm not here to get everybody's hopes and dreams up. My job is just to show you how to mod stuff and make the best out of your situation and have fun while doing it. That's what I do. Oh, we got 15 people now. All right. Still waiting on Lloyd here. Hoping Mel pops in. Maybe he's trying to wake Mel up. Get up, Mel. It'd be nice to have Mel and Lloyd in here. And Oz.
With our powers combined, we are the drone community.
Actually, instead of making the, Captain Planet thing, it should be like Lloyd farting.
Hey,
What's up, Lloyd?
not much. Hang on a second here. Let me.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, man.
All right. Excellent. So,
I'm loving the bathrobe, sir. You look very Big Lebowski. Very Jeff Bridging it up over here. I like
that. Man. I just usually for your show, I almost always get up and get dressed. Mel's the only other guy that I wear a robe for. It was one of them days, and I was too tired, and it's like, when people go to vote for me, I want them to know the real me. So yeah. See, I've got my
Grumpy Vlogger for President badge. I like it, man.
Yeah, it says, let's see, it says, bite me, I stand for nothing.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome.
Oh, and I've got a let's say a 1.5 by 2 foot yard sign too that says just same message on it, same thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What was the you remember, like a couple of years ago when like you can actually any citizen of the US can put in for presidential running.
Yeah.
Do you remember some guy came in as like Aspelunker or something like that? Like it was and they had to run it. They're like, okay, here's the names of the ballots, that are up to, and I was like, oh my God, did somebody really put in Aspelunker? Are we serious?
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody did. Well, and the thing is, of course, there's been so much on YouTube lately. Mm-hmm. I decided I was tired of it and decided to have fun. So I started this whole Grumpy Vlogger for President thing. And Rick Halber paid to have the sign made for
me.
And Jim Wallace made them, and he threw in 3 buttons. Then he sent one of the buttons to Mel and another button over to Rick Halber. And I'm going to order 24 from him.
Yeah, I will totally rock one if you send me one. I'm about that life. Yeah, I got you, man.
Because it's just about fun, man. I mean, if I completely in the last couple of weeks, all this anyway.
Now you understand what
Yeah.
I've been doing the past year and a half by just
Oh,
coming in and
yeah.
saying fart, poop. I don't care, whatever.
Yeah. No, I understood it after the initial, after you dealt with that thing, that it happened to me. And it's just like, Jesus, I tell you what, me coming on here, I want you to know, is because you're one of the very few that all come on anymore. I've got two that I'm, obligated to because I'm their co-host,
Mhm.
and I said I would, and I will stick by it. Of course, one of those is Mel, and Mel's my co-host.
Right.
And then, of course, sometimes I guest co-host for Oz by Drone, which we talk every day. I mean,
Sure.
just about. I talk to him. Actually, sometimes I think I talk to him more than I do Mel.
Oh my
And
god.
yeah, so I've made some really good friends here, and I talked to Steve Carpenter, Rick Halber, all of them.
Yeah.
Just because, but yeah, I had decided because when I started this out, I wasn't doing live streams. I started out just vlogging,
Right.
and I really got last a year ago this time. I did what was called Vlogust.
Okay. I've never heard of that, but that sounds cool.
Well, it's vlog every day of August.
Gotcha. Vlogust. Yeah. That makes sense.
Or VED or Vita is what they vlog every day in August. So it was a big thing last year, and Gary from Everyday Dad, he sent out the link. He says, for those guys that want to do it, he says, there you go, vloggers. And I thought, why not? That about killed me.
Yeah.
God. Hey, JDS Flying Canuck, I'm doing good, man.
That's the one I meant to put up, but as soon as I clicked
Yeah.
on it, it jumped stream. So
I know. Yeah.
he says you talk to me more than you talk to you.
He's probably not. She said, now who are you talking to? And matter of fact, she had just woke up because I'd been talking to Greg, and I saw you come live, so
Yeah.
I thought, oh, well, because I just got through talking with him, and I thought, and so she woke up, and I helped her out for a little bit, and I had it where she could hear it. Says, oh, I think we lost Lloyd. And she says, go in there. So I'm here by permission.
Well, awesome. That is good. And I ended up with, even though he's probably going to get mad at me, we ended up with Sam Elliott again, who's probably a slight bit upset with me because I always forget to tell him that I'm going live before I do it. So, hi, Mike. How's it going?
Well, I'm used to it by now, man. That's old.
I treat you so good. You have no idea.
What's up, Lloyd?
Oh, not much. What's up with you, man?
Not much, man. I'm still kicking.
Still kicking. Yeah. When's we were on a stream together last time I think we talked, wasn't it? Or didn't I call you and Ghost Mafia by accident one night?
Oh,
Yeah.
I love Ghost.
Oh,
Ghost
yeah.
is Ghost is a good dude. He's fun.
Well, I don't know. I was sitting there messing around with my iPad, and I was getting ready to delete Google Hangouts off it. And I thought, well, it doesn't work. And I clicked on it, and I saw all these names, and I thought, what is this? And all of a sudden, somebody comes on screen, and he goes, yeah. And I saw his hat, and Ghost Mafia. Yeah, he says, Grumpy Vlogger, that's you. And then it was Sam picked up too. It's like, so we had a nice conversation for about 30, 40 minutes, purely by accident. It's like,
Right.
wow, okay, now I know how to get hold of these guys. I'll just call them up on the last chat I was on them with in Google Hangouts.
Right.
I would get notifications all the time from Hangouts every time somebody that was in a previous stream had started a new little group like that.
Yeah.
And I said, well, what is this? I've got, 4 or 5 phones that got the same account on it.
Right.
So they would all sit here and go off, bing, 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 bing. So, what the hell? But no, the night you called me was when there was a lot of drama going on over so-and-so.
Yeah.
And, I didn't know if it was something all of a sudden that happened, and because it was kind of a late call, even though I'm a night owl,
Yeah.
so it didn't bother me that you had called. But
It was kind of late. I don't know. Like I said, I hit that button. It's like I felt, oh man. But we had a good talk.
yeah, definitely.
Let me get this out of the way. First of all, Mr. Goss, thank you for the $2, brother. Much appreciated, as always. Yeah, so I have. Does anybody know what I'm talking about with the title of this video? Is anybody even aware of any of this stuff?
I was getting ready to ask YouTubers Union. What
Yeah.
is that?
Okay, so there has been. I mean, I'm sure all of you guys have realized this. It's been extremely hard to grow for the past 2 years. Like they have made it almost impossible to grow, and basically what they've done is they've turned the content creators into the enemy, and basically they don't give us any say so in anything. They just have taken every right away that we have, and they don't give us explanations as to why they delete videos or why they delete entire channels. They just poof, you're gone. That's it. It's done. You have no say so in it. Nothing. Okay. And a lot of people didn't find that was very fair of how they were doing it, especially when they call it a partnership. And that's not how one partner treats another partner, especially when that partner is what is driving the financial gain of your company. Okay. And so basically what took place is this Ivan Spragov guy up in Germany. You guys have probably seen his videos. He's a really crazy guy that designs all these crazy old weapons where he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, you know who I'm talking about. And he's very
Yeah.
scientific, and he breaks down how things work, and he always has that funny chuckle that ho 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 ho, let's see why it works now. He's a very animated character, and he's a lot of fun, but he took it upon himself to say this is bullshit. This is straight bullshit. Okay. And I cannot believe what YouTube is doing to the content creators now. He's got 2 million subscribers, something like that. And we've been waiting for any big YouTuber to step up and fight for us, and nobody has done it yet. Not one big YouTuber. They don't care because they're like, oh, I don't want to mess with what I have going there. Give me my money. Well, he doesn't care. He just does his videos for fun. So he's the first one to really come out and say, hey, this is kind of crazy,
Right.
And so he started this thing called YouTubers Union. And what's interesting about this is that this has been going on since the end, like late November of 2018, going into 2019. And it really was stagnant for a while. I got like 15,000 people involved with it. And, but they had a whole team of legal people going through all the documentation that you signed and all this crazy stuff that you agreed to with YouTube as a partner. So if you're monetized as a partner, they were doing it for those people, and they were doing it for people that just agreed to be here on the platform, whether you're making money or you're not. They just wanted to see what your rights were as well, and how YouTube has decided not to help them grow either. So you've gone stagnant. I'm going to give you an example. I have not moved. My subscriber count has not moved in, let's say, I don't know, almost 4 weeks now. I've been stuck at just 400 or just underneath.
Hold on just a second. I need
Go
to
ahead.
check with
Go
my
ahead.
wife. So
Yeah. Scott Strohnes, what's going on, guys?
Is that Scott from Scott and Anna?
No, I don't think so. I like Scott and Anna's channel. I don't think that's him.
Okay.
No. We'll wait till, like I said, Lloyd gets back, because this is a discussion I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to miss.
Okay.
So, Michael McReynolds, what's going on, brother? Mark Rogers, what's up? Stick around for this, Marcus. You may enjoy this too. Are you back, Lloyd?
just give me a second. I need to run in there and do something for Judy, and then
Sure,
I'll be done. Okay.
Sure.
All right.
We'll communicate for a sec. That's fine.
Yep.
So, guys, we're going to put that discussion on hold for just 1 second. For those of you that are just popping in, that's good, because you'll probably catch the rest of this. And you're going to learn quite a bit here in a very short span of time as to what the future of YouTube, I think, is going to hold for everybody, which is really neat that it's been able to be broken down this much by only a couple people, and what the expectations of YouTube are going to be moving forward in the next 3 to 4 weeks. it's going to get serious. Now, the real question is it going to help us or is it not? And that's something that we're going to discuss at the end of this. So I want you guys to give your opinions after you hear everything that's about to take place, and then we'll go back and we'll discuss it. Now, this isn't something I normally would do on my channel, but I think this has a very good standpoint. And I know there's not a lot of talk going on about it right now. So this is very good awareness for everybody to have that this is taking place on YouTube and what the platform is going through. So a lot of you guys just are here to upload videos, talk, have fun, but you don't really know what's going on with the platform. And that's where I'm going to come in and we're going to try to explain this to you. So hopefully this is a good learning curve for everybody. Hopefully you guys come out of this with some good information, and hopefully it's positive for everybody. That's the hope moving forward. So like I said, we're on a kind of a dead sit still till Lloyd gets back. So how was your day, Mike? We'll talk first here.
Not too bad.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, I was hoping Greg was going to come in here, but
yeah, he said his internet's having some problems. So,
but he was running a live stream at the same time. He said he was having problems. So.
Right, but it also kicked him. Apparently, it's went back into backup internet, which is really horrible, I guess. So, Thomas, what is going on? Tomas is in here, very good guy, and Mark Rogers is new, but I like him. He's a very straightforward individual. So. Drone shots as always. And Juan just popped in. Juan, what's going on, brother? I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody else here. No, he said nope. Scott Margasilio. Margus. That's really hard to pronounce. Good luck with that. I'm sorry if I slaughtered it.
It's hard to keep track of people. People change their names all the time.
Right.
Okay. I'm back.
We're back. All right. So, guys, unfortunately, I'm going to be really centered on my discussion here right now, so I may not be able to catch up with all the comments. If it's really important, try to hold it until the end of this, because I think this needs to be said, and I can't keep stopping in between. You know what I'm saying? So we're just going to let this flow. If you guys notice anybody's asking questions you think you can answer while I'm going at it, feel free. Do you have the chat popped up where you can see it, Lloyd?
I got it. Yep.
Excellent. Okay. So, so basically what's happened is, the Sergei Spragov guy in Germany who pushed this YouTubers Union actually got this massive media company to step up to the plate. And they help organizations where the people that are doing freelance work are being mistreated by the people that they're working for. And what is that? Was that a toilet?
Oh, you might have heard a fan running.
Oh, yeah, that was really loud.
I thought he's in the middle of a hurricane.
Yeah, it sounded like a jet was taking off or something. That was kind of crazy.
Sorry about that.
So, anyways, he got this company to step up to the plate, who is very well known for taking down large corporations and making them make adjustments as needed per YouTubers. But not only are they asking for fair treatment of the YouTubers, they're asking that everything that has been altered so far is presented to the YouTubers, and they want a seat on the panel. They don't want to just have YouTube make decisions because the content creators gave them the platform that they currently have with the financial gain they've earned from it. They want a seat at the table. Okay. And I believe all these things are fair things that they're asking for. I think in a sense it really is. So I'm not going to do the video. Oz by Drone just popped in. Let's add him. I'm not. What's up, Oz?
Hey, good.
Hey. I'm not going to play the video on my channel. I'm going to share it in the comment section. I'm going to let you guys go watch it. It's 14 minutes long. It is about how they're going to hit this, what basis they're coming from, the angles that it's going to be, started at. But we'll continue talking here. But if any of you guys, why is it not letting me copy this link? And now I'm going to get irritated. Copy. There we go. Copy. And we're going to paste it in the StreamYards. So if you guys don't have this, now you do. Feel free to click on it and save it for later. So basically what's going to happen is this IMG Metal Corp or metal company that they signed up with is going to fight litigation legally. It's going to go legal. It has already kind of started the initial process. They've got all the lawyers ready. They have come up with 3 different phases of how they're going to engage YouTube. and make them see that there's no option available except for change. And it's not, don't look at this as an aspect of, well, it's only for Germany, because they're not just fighting for Germany, they're fighting for the entire platform, for everybody. Okay. Now they have a legal team because of the YouTubers Union in the US that is working with the Germany people, and they're trying to figure out what they can do for each individual country that has YouTube available. Okay, so this has gone worldwide now. This isn't something that just was a tiny thing. This has gone huge. This is a public thing now. This is a massive undertaking from this group of people. And it's really unique to see how they're hitting this and the angle that they're coming from, because a lot of it sounds like it is totally legal rhetoric stuff, which I'm not good at, but I can tell you right now, they're like basically saying, like, with the stuff you guys agreed to, you might not be freelance media workers. You may be entitled to full wages and benefits from YouTube. You may actually be an employee of YouTube, based on the documentation and the agreements that you signed. And they're going to find out if that's the case. And if that is, YouTube owes you a lot of money, and your taxes have to be redone, which is going to be a massively expensive undertaking. So they have this thing pretty well figured out, I think, at this point. And they do have the funds to fight YouTube. So it's not like they're just going to be able to buy the little corporation and push them out of the way. This is something that is not going to go away. They have given YouTube 4 weeks. As of this week now, there's 3 weeks left to get in negotiations with this company, this IGCM or IMGC Metal company, whatever it is. I can't remember their name fully, but they are the ones that are going to be fighting the legal battle for the YouTubers. They're also saying that if this does go through and we find out that we all are actual employees of YouTube as a monetized partnership, that 4% of everything that they earned last year, which was $136 billion, will have to be distributed back to all of the YouTubers that were part of the platform. That's a lot of money, guys. That's an awful lot of money. So the real question is now, what do you think YouTube is going to do? Do you think they're going to agree with this, or they're just going to say, that's it, we're done, there's no more monetization on this platform?
I don't think they'll be in a position to answer at the moment. They've got bigger problems. If you have a look at Google and the parent company and some of the stuff, I don't know if you're familiar with Project Veritas.
Nope.
Ooh.
Engage me.
Project Veritas is a group that is asking insiders within tech companies to speak out and be whistleblowers against those tech companies. And if you just do a search for it now, Project Veritas. Okay. You've even had Trump going and making reference to them during his daily updates and what have you. But they've got documents, they've got footage of these different tech companies admitting that they manipulate the algorithm to get their political agendas across.
Right.
They've admitted that, well, they haven't. They've got footage of people saying that from within the organization. They've got documents. And it's not just YouTube. It's Google, it's Twitter, Facebook.
I knew that one. Okay.
Yeah. So it's all of those major platforms. And here's the interesting thing is, supposedly, Google has an exemption under US law relating to defamation from publishing. So they're saying, we are not a publisher. We are a conduit. We are a platform that treats everyone equally and fairly.
Right.
Now, here's where, instead of worrying about this job security and all of that kind of HR stuff, go and attack them on the platform and on the conduit, because it can be proven based on the documents already released that YouTube is not treating all, YouTube and Google are not treating all content equally. And if it's not treated equally,
right,
then they're already in breach of some pretty serious US-based laws.
And that's what the company that they're talking about right now is also going after: transparency. They're basically telling them they have to be transparent with their numbers, how the videos are growing, why they're not growing, why they were chose to be put in this category, how come they're leaving it to bots instead of humans, like all of this. They're asking all of this to be thrown on the table, and they're done with it. So I
Yeah.
think there's a very interesting call out happening here, and that's why I said I don't know if overall this is good for YouTube or it's bad. I mean, essentially they could just be like, that's it, we're done, just shut it all down.
Have you noticed the stats in the YouTube platform the last little while?
The stats, like what?
Broken.
Oh yeah, mine is all over the map. I can't tell what it's doing. That's why I said it. I've gone stagnant for 4 weeks now. I haven't bumped up or bumped down. It's just been the same. It's they're not even like I have over 1,000 videos. You have to at least assume I'm going to get 12 to 15 subs a day. What happened? Where are they going?
But what's happening? All of the statistics are broken. So I'm waiting to get to partner status. I haven't reached that yet. Although I have reached the 4,000 hours and the 1,000 subs and all that kind of thing, nearly 3 months ago.
Right.
But on that page where you see the 4,000 hours or whatever on that channel page, it's actually going backwards. Why? Because statistics from the new content that gets created and added is not being added in. The new statistics are not actually getting recorded. So in the last 4 to 6 weeks, something is either broken or they've changed it deliberately, one or the other. I don't know.
Right. Well,
yeah, it's like with me. I mean, I was growing, and I'm still not 1,000. I've been at this now, and I haven't really changed my format too much. I've had a few little hiccups along the way with different things, but I have stayed pretty well constant. The only thing I did was because I was doing so many shows like this, I had to start dropping something. I dropped part of my vlogs. I'm going back to that now, but I was growing at a steady pace. I was putting out the same amount of videos. I was doing my live stream. I was in with talking and chatting with other people, and my growth was steady, and then it just stopped. And I should have reached it. I should have reached 1,000. I don't know, 4 months ago at the rate that I was going, and then it just stopped.
All of us.
Dead. Yeah, it just went dead in the water. I mean, Greg, you were hanging in there. You were so close for the longest time, and it seemed like about the time you started stagnating on yours, trying to hit that 1,000, you were just within, 60 subscribers of it. You just couldn't get over that hump. I went through the same thing, just trying to get past 500, and for whatever reason, they're just, there's some people that come in and they hit that 1,000 mark and they're off and running, and they're putting out very little content,
See, and that's the thing, like Scott just said here, I'm going to put this up. Scott just said, where does that leave, new YouTubers like myself? And that's the real issue, is that I feel really bad for those guys, because YouTube's not even giving them an option to grow. Like, they're just not. Unless you're doing something extremely unique and creative in some way that nobody's seen it before, you're not getting any growth whatsoever. And I still see that as being unfair. Who's deciding that that's the case? If you put up a video, who gets to decide, like, oh, well, this video means nothing, so we're going to put it in the non-relative category, so that video just sits there and dies. It does nothing. Well, who decided that? Why doesn't the video even get a chance? You know what I'm saying? And that's the bots. That's their bots and their algorithm that's crushing all these channels doing that. And it's stupid. I think it's absolutely ridiculous how they're doing it. They want to give channels like Will Smith, Casey Neistat, all these big, massive celebrity-based channels money and keep their growth going, and they just want everyone else to just like, this is so bullshit, I'm out of here. This is so boring. Why would I win this?
That's it. I mean, realistically speaking, like Greg's channel, Greg, you put up every week. You do a live show. You do a really excellent live show, bringing in content that it's Australian based, so a lot of your information links to Australia. But all of your videos that you show that towards the end there, flying around Australia, that part, that's just amazing video that most of us wouldn't get to see if you didn't have that up there, not in one segment. That's part of the reason I followed your show in the beginning. Of course, now we're friends, so I follow you because, I like you. I feel like I should, but no, But the thing is, you're putting, and then we got somebody like PewDiePie. Really? 11 billion subscribers or whatever.
Grows like 12 to 15,000 subs a day. What the fuck?
I mean, and have you, I mean, in the reality of it, you look at his content and you're going, oh my
I don't
God.
even understand it half the time.
I don't either. You know, it makes no sense. And yet,
It's like gibberish.
this guy that started this YouTubers Union, I actually saw the day that dropped, that first video, the one that you just put the link in. I watched when it dropped, and I actually talked to a couple people, and they're like, oh, yeah, well, you know, it's he just makes, you know, giant slingshots or whatever. And it's like, no, man, you guys need to listen to this guy. And yeah, but a lot of people take the attitude like, oh, so what, you know? But and then you got other people like Cannell, what's his name? Sean Cannell, you know, and stuff like that, that they, you know, hashtag no small creator. He started that movement,
Right.
but then he grew.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll give him credit. He grew, and he's up there in that upper echelon now, but he still reaches out to the people in his group. I'm one of them, and every so often I'll get an email from him, say, hey, Lloyd, what's up? I haven't seen any of your videos lately. What are you doing now? And but you got some other guys like is it Neiman or Nimitz, the brothers, you know? There's two brothers that how to grow on YouTube, and it turns out you come to their channel to learn how to grow, and the best way to grow, start a channel telling everybody how to grow on YouTube.
Yeah. Well,
it's you know, I've said it for years. YouTube is nothing but a giant pyramid scheme. It's a big Amway thing, and they got their top sellers at the top and the rest of us down at the bottom.
If you're not a suck up, you're going to have slow growth. I've learned that from the get-go. If you are honest and you're here to be honest, you're not going to grow. You're not going to grow on the format that you think you are. I could sit here all day, guys, and I could do stupid stuff like, oh, the Mavic Mini's coming out. Oh my God, have you guys seen this thing yet? This is incredible. I'm gonna get views. It's a no-brainer. I'm gonna get views. But why? Why speculate? Why grow for the wrong reasons? You know, I'm not here for that. I set out in this to be honest and truthful from the get-go because I got tired of seeing that kind of crap on the internet. And that's why I started Drone Worship. I got tired of seeing Quadcopter 101. Yeah, I'm going to throw his name out there. That guy is a bona fide salesman if I ever saw one.
Who's that?
Quadcopter 101.
Oh, yeah.
Sucks or it's great. He will use just the right words to make sure it sells, and he gets his affiliate money out of it. Anything and everything. I don't think I've ever heard him once say anything sucks. If it's not very good and flyable, oh yeah, give it to the kids. They'll have a blast with it. Instead of saying this sucks, they're not gonna, you know, it's not how you want it.
I started following him a long time ago, and you know, to be honest with you, I haven't looked at one of his videos in a year. You know, at least because I mean, I started this channel in 2009, but I've only been playing this game. I started in November of 2017, so. A lot of people have passed me up and shot past me, but that's cool. The key to me though is I'm not in it for the money because I've seen so many of these channels where they get the money, you know. Now, Greg, with you, I can see why, because you can invest in better equipment, better things that you can use, and have connections, get connections to talk with people in the drone industry. That, you know,
however, I think Greg actually would like to not just help himself. He wants to help.
Well, that's what I mean. He wants, he does, and that's why I like him. You know, and he's Australian. I like
wrong, man. That's because we're not here to sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
So,
Can I just share out of interest, right? So there was a video that I shared at 9 a.m. this morning, Sydney time. It's now 2:44. Video was called World First Experiment. It was a kind of a preview into what's going to happen on the show tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I set it up as a timed play. 9 a.m. according to statistics from vidIQ is the best time for my channel to play its videos. I did it as a premiere so people could see that it was coming in advance. And even with all of that preparation and getting the right words and tags and all of this kind of crap, I got 38 views on it.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing how the wrong people grow and the ones that should?
Yeah. Do either one of you use TubeBuddy?
I've got it
yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Do you pay for it or just use the free side?
Just the free side. I don't like to. Well, I will pay for things if it's good enough. If I feel the dev earned it, I'll give it to
Right.
him.
They had something a while back where they gave you a slightly better version if you paid a one-time fee.
Yeah,
instead of a subscription, and I did that, and it's okay. I liked vidIQ better.
Right.
But the hit rate of it being able to do anything useful has gone away.
Yeah.
So my renewal for that vidIQ is coming up. What's the date today? In 4 days.
Yeah.
So they're not going to get a renewal.
Well, and that's the way I'm feeling about TubeBuddy, because one of the I can't remember the guy's name. He's one of the biggest promoters of TubeBuddies. Well, he's built like you, Dan. That's all I can say. And
you resemble that, Dan.
Yeah. yeah. He's well, you look at our two pictures here, and my screen's even zoomed in, and you still got broader shoulders than me, so we'll just leave it at
that. You know what? My whole thing is I didn't get heavy until after my motorcycle accident, but I was a power lifter for 10 years. I'm still a big dude. I can, I have massive complex regardless. But yeah, dude, my like all this now is like El Chubbo from the motorcycle accident.
Yeah. And that happens all.
Yeah.
I didn't get heavy until I quit smoking, and the first time. Or the second time, or the third time I quit smoking.
Right.
And I've quit like 5 times. And I'm not this time. I mean, I almost died the last time. So I was in the hospital, and it's like I was too sick to go get a cigarette. Let's put it that way. And I was a VA hospital. So veterans, okay, they got a smoking area in that hospital. So they'll drag you out there. But man, I was just too sick. And I thought, well, if I've quit this long, I'm just going to call it a day. And fortunately, my wife smokes, and I get all that secondhand smoke. So I still go, oh, that's good. Yeah.
I was getting ready to ask because the cigarettes were for the other day that you went to the little drive-through.
That's for my wife. See, that's where I'm lucky. I get to go through that. I get to go through that drive-through with the smoke shop girls, and and I'm being sent there by my wife. I mean, you just can't get life any better.
I still can't believe that you've got drive-through cigarettes.
Yeah, we have that here. Yeah, the casino. Most casinos do it.
Yeah, it wasn't just. It's not just cigarettes. I mean, they sell other stuff. I could have bought a bottle of wine or a bottle of Jack Daniels, or drive-through liquor store as well. Cold beer. It's an all-purpose store. I mean, to tell you, and it's attractive. I mean, it's got some really. I pay an extra $5 a carton, but I mean, I go to the other places, I save money, but the people that work there are ugly as hell.
The first time I saw that a drive-through liquor store, I couldn't believe that. It was just because they didn't have that here in Virginia. We went up to Maryland one time, and drive-through alcohol. And I said, really? If you're too drunk to get out of your car and stumble into the ABC store, you just drive on through, get your alcohol, and continue drinking, and drive on down the road. So that ain't right. I don't know.
No, I mean it's well, in Oklahoma. See, we're playing catch up, okay? Because when I moved to Oklahoma 38 and a half years ago, when you went to a bar and you asked for let's say a rum and Coke, you couldn't buy it unless you brought your own bottle of rum. You had to bring your own liquor first.
Hmm.
And then they charge you $2 to use your own damn liquor to mix a drink. It's like, yeah, so we were pretty antiquated when we came here and or when I moved here. And they finally voted in that they would start selling liquor by the drink, which means they provide the booze, so and we just got to where they now sell liquor in hard liquor in the or at least wines and 6 point and above beer in the grocery stores. We just voted that in. Apparently I went on vacation last year and went to New Mexico, and while I was gone they voted in that, well, now all the drunks can get their booze at the grocery store and all the potheads can get a prescription to get drugs. So it was a win-win for everybody. So we're a happy damn state now.
Speaking of smokes, how much would you think a packet of smokes would cost in Australia?
They're expensive.
Pick a number.
I want to say if I think they're like $6 for 10 or something like that.
There's that beautiful in shape guy from 2014.
Yeah.
See? After 2014, that physique went. As soon as the inactivity and all the medical conditions hit me, downhill from there. So, too bad.
Yeah.
How much are they, Greg?
I don't know directly, but I'm led to believe it's over $50 for a packet of cigarettes.
Are you kidding?
Holy crap.
In Australian money or converting
In
that
Australian
to
money.
And
Yeah,
what would that be US? Do you know?
I don't know.
It was pretty. It was close to a straight up, but let me see.
I think it was pretty close before.
Here we go. I'm just Googling right now. Winfield 40s, not
68 cents.
We're not advertising cigarettes because that is unlawful in this country, but $45.95 for Winfield 40s. Peter Jackson 40s, $48.
Okay, so that's a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
Okay, that comes out to $30.54 for one pack of cigarettes. Now, the question is, how many are in a pack?
Well, those are 40s.
Do
40.
what?
40.
40s. Okay, so that still breaks it down to about $15 for a pack of cigarettes. And here in Oklahoma, like at the drive shop place, and they're a little more expensive, but I pay $75 for 200 cigarettes.
Holy mackerel.
But I'm buying Marlboros. I'm paying for the, I can get the generic ones for, I don't know, $50, but that's just this, that's the rat.
So you're a Marlboro man.
I remember back in the day, you could buy cigarettes.
Why do you think my voice sounds like this? It's because too damn many Marlboros.
God.
When I was a youngin', you could buy a carton of cigarettes for $3.27.
Oh, I know. I said when a pack of cigarettes went over 50 cents, I said if they ever go over 50 cents, I'm going to quit smoking. I didn't quit smoking until they was $5.50 a pack. So I saw it go from 50 cents to $1 to $1.50, $2. Like every time it's like, man, I'm going to quit smoking. I didn't. But
how many people smoke in Australia, Greg? I mean, percentage wise.
I thought I was muted. Never mind. I'm not. I don't know percentage wise, but not a large percentage now. It's gone down a lot. The price has just gone up, and that's got a lot of people off it, which is not a bad thing.
True.
Yeah. But I mean, when you get to a certain age, smoking's all you got left for a vice. You got to have something to do.
That's what the hobby's for, man. I'm glad I gave up smoking cigarettes. I did give this up until I found out I was going to have surgery. That got me a little stressed out. I went back to this thing. I was like, so I don't think it's helping. I'm still chewing on toothpicks like they're, I don't know. I can't help it. There's always got to be a toothpick in my mouth now.
Yeah, what's the deal with that? You're gonna, I don't know, puncture a gum sometime.
It's I don't know, man. It's just stress. It keeps me from wanting to keep hitting this thing. So I'm trying to not use it as much as possible. But I'm not a gum fan either. So
yeah,
the cool stick goes in the mouth, and I try to start every sentence with, "All right, see, here's what you're gonna do." You gotta, when you wear the cool stick, you gotta pick up a nice cool lingo with it too, man. It can't just be sucking on one. You gotta have the riff and the talk with it too. Stand outside of weird stores you never stood in front of. There you go.
Somebody had asked, who was it? It was JD. Is it JDS? No, not. Yeah. He asked. Yeah, JDS Flank Canuck. He asked how my flatulent machine was working. I told him it was working good. So I just want to let him know that. Yeah. So that's for him.
Yeah, there's a free one for you.
Yeah.
Let's see. I haven't smoked in probably 20 years. Good for you, Mark.
He says cigarettes. That is. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't do the other stuff. It puts me to sleep, man. As soon as I hit it, I'm like, it's probably good if I need to sleep. Damn, I'm gonna give myself narcolepsy. I keep staying up all night.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm trying to think. I don't remember the last time I ever touched a left-handed cigarette. I can't. That's why I always called them was left-handed cigarettes.
Oh my god!
I'm showing my age, right? Yeah.
Jeez. So there's some people I don't even understand. They shouldn't even be smoking. Like you see these really old ladies with the Virginia Slims.
Oh yeah.
Those are pointless. They're like a foot long and it's like smoking air. Why are you even
actually? The problem. The thing is that they've smoked those Virginia Slims like that. They're really not that old. It's just the damn smoking wrinkled them up so bad they just look old.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I know.
They now say that that's been going around forever. Scott Strone says they now say that vaping gives you popcorn lung. That's hocus pocus, bro. That's been around forever. There's no real clear case of popcorn lung. The only thing I'd be worried about is that the battery explodes. We've seen that happen before. Someone has it in their mouth and they're taking a big hit and the battery.
Yeah, I was talking to. Actually, Mel and I were discussing that, and we were talking, and he was talking about the healthcare worker, the nurse that comes in and takes care of his mom, and because she has help at home, and they're trying to get her off the cigarettes, and vaping was recommended by the doctor, and she says they were talking about, well, and his stepdad's like, oh no, man, they're gonna they blow up in your face. We can't have that. And she went through and explained how that happened and why. And the main reason it happened was the guy that did it was an idiot.
Yeah, I know.
There's no cure for stupidity.
However, there have been a lot of situations where the coils don't have fail safes in them, and they'll be in somebody's pocket just holding the button down, and then they do end up igniting the battery. And so that's why I said some of them are dangerous. Make sure if you do buy one, guys, or you're going to get started, you buy one with a fail-safe, so it only stays on for so long before it
It's like anything, and they built, there was one time they were selling so many of those things they didn't know, nobody was checking to make sure they were safe, and there was all the rumors. Well, propylene glycol is it's the same thing that's in they said it's in radiator fluid, and then they said, no, but you got to get the vegetable glycol or whatever. They don't know. I mean, hell.
Mark, actually, I think if you're going to be smart, you got to be dumb. Something like that. If you're going to.
It does sound, it sounds like a good country song.
Yeah, it was on Jackass. I think the first time I heard it was in 2004 or 2006 for the Jackass 2. if you're gonna be smart, then you got to be dumb or something like that. Like I don't even know the lyrics. Like it's just totally back-assward song, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's funny.
You know, that's a guy I never watched.
What's that?
Jackass.
Really, I watched it just to like the first one was funny. The second one went pretty gay, honestly. I don't understand with their natural need to show penises in the second one and do weird shit with dicks.
That's what drove me away from it.
Yeah. The first one was kind of funny. The second one was like totally dick related. Like, well, I'm going to shoot a dildo up Bam's ass with a rocket. Like, that just, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was, well, you know, I had a grandson that he's a pretty worthless, you know, he takes up too much space. He wastes a lot of air. You know, there's people that need to breathe and he's wasting their energy. But, you know, my grandson, I'll say it, you know, he's a worthless piece of POS, but he always watched it, and he'd come over, and when he was younger and he was worth something, he'd come over and stay with us, you know, and he'd watch it, and I'd sit there going, this is when the series was on, you know.
Right.
I'm sitting there scratching my head and say, what is entertaining about this, you know? Now there's other shows that people do stupid stuff, like I watch that stuff on YouTube all the time.
Sure.
But I never understood I think it was because the guys, you know, he's one of those guys, or the main guys that were on there, they just annoyed the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I just didn't like them, you know.
There's because I used to watch them and the Dudesons. And I'm going to be honest with you, I preferred the Dudesons over the Jackass crew just because the Dudesons were always up for hurting themselves through stunts as opposed to hurting themselves just to hurt themselves. And like, it was more like, we're going to do this thing and we're going to see, you know, what happens. We're going to blow Yarpy up while he's attached to a crane in the middle of a building. Like, that sounds good. Let's do that. You know, like, I'm fine with that. Somehow I'm fine with that. But when they're just going around kicking each other in the balls and punching each other with a glove, calling it the Black Mamba, I was like, this is a bit much. Yeah. And then they went really gay when they did the butt chug with Steve-O, where they poured beer in his butt through a butt chug, and then he peed it through his butthole back into a cup and they drank it. I was like, this is it. I'm done. I'm never watching this again.
Can I just ask a question? I had to take a call, and then I came back to what?
we're talking about a show. Yeah, it's a bunch of idiots that somebody gave them a camera and paid them lots of money to be as stupid, and it's called Jackass. You know, there's Jackass 1, and now they did a movie out of it. And then Jackass 2, which is where he was talking about the butt chug and all that. I'm going, okay.
I'm fairly certain that these guys were put on our planet to scare aliens away.
Oh, yeah.
I'm almost 100% positive that's why we have not actually been visited by another race, is because the first thing they probably came across was the Jackass videos. Yeah. I'm almost 100. Like, they're more afraid of us anal probing them than them doing it to us. Like that, I'm fairly certain that is the case. That's why Area 51 is void of alien contact.
And where's Ghost Mafia when we need him?
Right.
On a kind of tangent topic, do a look for The Chaser. It's an Australian group, Australian comedy group who get up to some mischief. You guys may not have seen a lot of their work, but they're about the closest that I would think over here.
Okay. I know some Aussies get up to some pretty crazy stuff too, because the Dudesons are always trying to hang out with some crazy Aussies. I think you guys have more like BMX skateboarders that are a little on the crazy side more than anything. See, I think that's kind of more the forte for the UK. But yeah, in America, I mean, we're just apparently retarded over here. We just don't care. Just don't care, man. There were some epic moments, like Butterbean. You guys remember Butterbean? Yeah. Steve-O gets his ass. Was it Steve-O or Johnny Knoxville that got his ass smashed by Butterbean? I thought that was just the most amazing thing ever. Just to let, like, they went into a giant store, just some shopping center, and Butterbean just started whooping his ass in the middle of this Walmart or whatever the fuck I was.
You're talking about Butterbean, the
big boxer.
The boxer, yeah. Well, he's a boxer. He was a wrestler.
Yeah.
He was on the Popeye movie. You know,
Right.
if anybody ever saw that movie.
Dude, he whooped the brakes off. I think it was Knoxville. I mean, he kicked the shit out of him. And then in the second one, they took the defending world champion kickboxer girl in 2006, and Steve-O went against her, and she just kicked Steve-O so hard his legs came out from underneath him, and he smashed his face on the floor. I was like, holy crap, dude.
Yeah.
Like, these are things I can appreciate. Why do we always have to be doing gay dumb stuff to each other? That's where the borderline for 2 and 1 came into play. I actually enjoyed 3. Did you guys watch Jackass 3 3D? That was actually enjoyable. I had fun with that.
I've never seen 1 or
Okay.
2 or 3. I just,
All
like I said, it was one of those. My grandson would come over when the TV show was on. He'd turn that on, and he'd just be sitting there dying laughing at some of the stuff they did. And I thought I did stupid stuff when I was a kid, but good God, you know.
Yeah, man. Johnny,
I used-
go ahead.
I used to box with a guy that was probably, Greg, you're what, 6'5", 6'6"?
6'5", yeah.
Yeah, I had a buddy next door, 3 brothers, and they were all, the shortest one was 6'2", the tallest one was 6'6". And I used to get out there and box with these little 8-ounce old Jack Dempsey gloves. And, you know, my hand had come in here. He could only get his fingers in, you know, that far.
Mhm.
And I'd sit there and I'd box with this guy. He was beating the hell out of me, you know, but I had fun. Well, that was stupid, you know. I was like, but he had a reach on him, you know. It was like a 6-foot reach. He had arms like a damned orangutan. He could reach out there and slap the snot out of me. I couldn't even get to him, you know. But hey, I was young. I was stupid. I rode bulls. I fell off of bulls. That was stupid. That I'm paying for that. That's why my hips are in such bad shape. But anyways, you know, but I would not just let some guy walk up and kick me in the nads and say, "Oh, I'm going to do this for you too." No, there you gotta draw the line somewhere, you know.
Hey, just out of interest, I'm doing something preparing for tomorrow for Ozbydrone news stuff. I've got a question for you, Dan.
Oh,
Just imagine you're piloting an aircraft and you lose a prop. What would happen if you did the fastest yaw possible in the direction that is supported by the 2 remaining propellers under that circumstance?
well, I don't think. Well, inertia might carry it.
Yeah.
It may stay flying. Sure.
Yeah, I'm just reading some stuff now about
if you could get it spinning fast enough,
yeah.
it might stay flying. Sure.
Yeah, I'm just reading some people who are doing research onto this kind of topic at the moment, and I just find it amazing, and that no one, well, probably people have thought about it, but it hasn't been widely adopted.
It would really have to be picking up some rotations quickly, though, from not, you know, to like, it would almost instantaneously have to start spinning at the same. Well, I mean, we're talking some serious rotation speed here. It would stumble for definitely a good second. How high are we talking in the air, man?
Whatever. The concept is you're saying what can you do instead of having a parachute to provide you some not exactly perfect recovery, but something that's going to allow you to land better, get down without hurting someone, killing something.
Okay. Have you ever seen TEDx?
Yes.
You watch TEDx? They did something like that, and if I remember correctly, they in mid-flight, the guy held a sword up, a very laser-cut sword, and he sliced off the propellers of the product that they were flying, and all of a sudden it stumbled for a sec, but it automatically started to rotate the drone's body at such a high rate of speed that it was able to fly at a wobble. But I mean, I don't know if you're going to land it in one piece like that. It's probably going to hit the ground, and most likely, I mean, you may be able to save the majority of the drone in that situation, but the question is, how long would it be able to do that before the compass and the IMU just went, holy crap, what is going on?
But maybe the answer is you don't give a shit about the compass and the IMU. You just go and set the props to maximum, set the ESCs to maximum on those two opposites, and away you go.
Make up for it, huh? Yeah, and just hope for the best.
It's an interesting one to look at. That's in tomorrow's.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that a plane would be able to keep enough of a yaw that it would help it. You know, if you're of a certain height, you can glide the plane down.
Were you talking
I'm not
about
talking about a plane. No, I'm talking about a quad.
a drone? Yeah, I
I
was going to say.
thought you were talking about an airplane.
No, I'm talking about a quad.
Yeah, I was going to say there's been multi-engine planes that have lost a prop and still made it back.
Yeah.
Well, matter of fact, there's jet engine A10 is designed to lose one of those two engines back there. That was part of their design. In the other engine picks up enough rotation, give forward thrust to keep it lift. As long as there is a portion of one wing on either side, they have to have two. You know, one could be cut in half, but as long as there's that little bit of they're designed to fly. You know?
Yeah.
But a quad now, that's a different story. That's sort of like a helicopter losing a.
But if you make the entire quad spin because you've only got the two opposite propellers running, and if one's gone on the other side, then you kind of spin the other one down and just deliberately spin the entire aircraft down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, and if they only lost one, okay, they only lost one. The one that is on the opposite side that counter rotates to it, they could shut that one completely off, and then the other two, mind you, it would be a bad descent. But they'd have to spin up. But they could land it with that. I mean, realistically, if the controls were made to do that, you know, if they put that as a fail-safe control to where those other two props picked up. The different, just like in a plane that has four engines, you lose one, you shut off the one on the other end that counterbalances it, and then you bring the two that are going properly, you bring those in. That's why they usually shut down the second engine, is to keep it from giving it. You know all this, Greg. I don't have to.
Anyway, it's getting discussed on Hackaday, so I'm going to go and do some reading into it for tomorrow.
Oh my!
What?
Nothing. I'm gonna see if I can actually find a video of anyone doing that.
There's video on it, and I'm going to use it for tomorrow.
Are you? Did you find a video? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I could have sworn it was TEDx. I think is what I saw it on, but I'm sure other people have tried it.
No, there's on this website on Hackaday, there's multiple solutions to it that people are trying different ideas, and it looks interesting.
I mean, I would say that if you could potentially get the drone to actually spin at those speed rates and make a comfortable still ability to fly, even at a wobble or in a weird axis.
You don't want to fly, you want to get down.
Right.
So,
Well, no, I get that. I'm just saying, obviously you're not going to be flying anywhere. The most you're going to be doing is coming down.
Yeah.
And I understand that. I'm just saying, as a possibility to a parachute, I would rather have my drone spin than rely on a parachute, because I don't know if any of you guys saw Dustin's video. Did you guys see Dustin's video?
Yeah, we're using the chute.
Wow. That thing deployed at like 5 feet off the ground. I think even Dustin was sweating on that one.
Yeah.
He was high in the air. It wasn't like it was a joke. That sucker free fell almost like, and then the last 5 feet, it was like, he's like, oh my God, please deploy, please deploy. And then poof. I was like, oh my God.
Well, I think it was set up that it doesn't deploy until it's close to the ground.
Well, hell, I would hope
not that
the
close.
case.
It was cutting it pretty close. I think he was saying it was about 15 foot in the air when it did it, but it's still too close for comfort for me.
Very skittish. Very, very skittish. I mean, I'd love to see I almost wanted to be like, Dustin, you should do it 5 more times consecutively and see which one's best.
Yeah. I think what Greg's talking about, though, is having that spin, because that's given the extra. Yeah, I know what it's that late. I'm tired. I took my pills. I'm getting loopy again. I do this to you all the time, Dan.
No, you're good. You're good.
Pretend instead of an X-frame, it's a 2 prop thing, and you can have 2 counter rotating propellers, and it'll kind of stay there. as long as you got some mass down below. Well, if you don't have that and you've got two opposite propellers that are spinning the same direction, your whole aircraft is going to spin, and just pretend the other two are not there, as long as they got enough speed to spin it and whatnot.
Yeah.
In theory, I have no doubt that with three props, it could fly, but the logic that's on the board isn't programmed for that, so it doesn't know how to keep it in the air.
So that's the thing. People are talking about how to recover from a problem where a prop flies off, or you hit something and you got one damaged prop that's not providing lift. Can you detect that? Can you calculate that and respond to it instead of having a parachute? Interesting.
I have a suggestion. Get a hexacopter.
That's an idea, yeah.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
I guess it would depend on which one went out, maybe.
I'm just reading my news feed here. Cows are fascinated with Farmer Derek's new DJI RoboMaster.
Well, cows are normally fascinated by anything that's new to them. You could put a basketball in a field with cows and they'd stare at it for 4 hours.
Yeah. And speaking of cows, as we are, McDonald's has decided to start selling vegan burgers, okay? Because they're trying to get onto this whole new age thing or whatever, that all these young people and the millennials and crap. Okay. I want everybody to boycott the vegan burgers, okay? Because that same group that is vegan is also trying to stop global warming. You don't eat the cows, you don't stop the global warming, because them cow farts are what's causing it. So eat more beef, be less vegan.
By the way, I stand for nothing.
Well, exactly. That's it. Well, that's it. You got it.
I was watching a video the other day, and there was some local broadcaster that was interviewing some scientists and all this kind of stuff. And they actually reckon it's going the other way, not because of greenhouse gases or whatever, but they actually think that we're about to experience a period of cooling due to what's happening with the sun, and it's sun flares and changing properties around the sun. So maybe we need to actually get more cows farting.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Greg, how old are you? You're in your 40s, right? 49, yeah. Okay. And Sam, how old are you?
I'm not Sam, Lloyd. I'm Mike.
Okay. Are you as old as me, or in my category, give or take?
I'm 57.
57? Okay. All right. Yeah. And Dan, we know you're a kid, but that's okay. I like you anyways. You are very wise for a young feller.
Well, thanks.
And but back in 1976, 77, when I was stationed out in Tucson, Arizona, they have a big observatory out there. And they made the observation, and it was broadcast on the news. It was a big deal. It was on CBS News. It was everywhere, that they were monitoring the action of the sun. And they said that it was going to cool so many degrees over so many years, and each degree or whatever. I was at Davis Moth, Mark. But anyways, they announced this back in like 76, 77, and they were all over it. Then all of a sudden, nothing happens. Then all of a sudden, we got this global warming thing. And now, like Greg, you're saying, it's going right back to what they said back in 1977. It's because politicians need a new drum to beat.
Well, global warming wasn't working out for them, so they had to change it to climate change.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
By the way, if anyone's looking for a job, FAA Senior Program Management Analyst for the UAS test site, operating out of Washington. So there's a good job if anyone wants it.
Nah, I don't need one.
No.
Good.
Yeah, and there we go. Ted 10 wants to know what happened to the killer bees. Yeah, that was like so where'd that happen? That's like
the bees were all going to die out, and we're going to have no pollination. That was another one.
Oh yeah, yeah. Of course, there was the killer bees that were all going to breed with the honeybees, and we were going to have killer honeybees that was going to,
Terminator bees.
yeah, yeah, the African killer bees, exactly, yeah. And they'd imported them to the United States, and it was going to kill all the other bees and kill us too. It's like, really? Yeah.
Didn't they actually put bees on the endangered species list for a little while?
They put, yeah, I know
They
the
put them on the endangered. Like my girlfriend, when I first moved here, she was like, "I don't want to spray the lawn because I hear that there's a low amount of bees." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, I think they're on the endangered species list right now." I was like, "Huh?"
I think the only endangered species is the human race.
Oh, God.
Because
They're always coming
we're
up
going
with
to kill our.
something to get some kind of grant or some kind of money. So they pick some kind of subject and say it's endangered or whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's it. They just get a lot of money to just study it, and I'm thinking of putting in a grant for studying stupidity. I'm sure I could get lots of money on that one. The the endangered manhood caused by men who wear man buns, something like that. I don't know.
Oh wow, they did list a bumblebee on the endangered species list. U.S. lists a bumblebee species endangered for the first time. Yeah, and it's the ones that pollinate. Interesting. Rusty patched bumblebee, prized for vanishing pollinator, once familiar to North America, was listed on Tuesday as an endangered species, becoming the first wild bee in the continental U.S. to gain such federal protection. Wow.
What date was that published?
This would have been 2017. So
Okay.
a couple of years ago.
Hmm.
Says it's still on the endangered list. Hasn't been removed yet. So don't kill bumblebees. Any other bees are fine. Just don't kill bumblebees.
Damn thing stings me. It's going to find out what endangered is. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
the Sam Elliott thing was just a joke that.
Yeah, I know. I never did figure out what is your real name. You probably told me and I forgot it.
It's Mike B, aka the Drone Ranger.
Well, hell.
The drone.
That's what was. Would you quit? I'm old, man. Quit changing your name. That's right. I know who the hell you are.
Somebody came. Who
Now
was
you're
that,
Mr.
Dan? Somebody
Meow.
came in here one night and they said that
You sounded like
I
Sam
sounded like
Elliott.
Sam Elliott, so
Yeah.
I did that just as a
That
goof.
was I think that was the night that you and I first talked on here. Probably on one of these. One of these drone worship night raids.
This is when the real discussions happen at night. We go from talking about realistic stuff to, wieners and everything else you can think of.
Greg, quit yawning.
Gay stuff. Yeah. Ending the night with bumblebees. What happened?
Yeah.
No, man, it's
But going back to what you started out with, the YouTube union, how is that going as far as people joining it and stuff?
So it actually has a lot of growth. It is surprising, and I think Mike, did you post the link? Was that you that posted the link for the info? No, that was JDS. JDS posted the fairtube.info. So if you guys really wanted to get involved and see what's happening, I believe that's where you can go. I think that's what it is, www.fairtube.info. And once again, I'll go ahead and copy this link and I'll share it again. It's the video of what's going on. Obviously, all of their links to assist them if you want to are in the description of this guy's video. I also would like to say that obviously they've made an impact because YouTube hasn't removed the video yet. They're either scared to because they know they'll immediately take legal action against them, or they're trying to really sit there and come up with a way to talk to these guys before it gets completely out of hand for them. So,
but that's the same with a lot of that Veritas stuff. They've been putting up heaps and heaps of stuff, and I'm surprised it still comes up in my list of recommended stuff.
But if I talk about Area 51 right now, I get banned from YouTube and my channel gets taken down.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they've put Area 51 discussion as a bannable topic now.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No joke.
Oh,
So
because of those knob heads over in on Facebook, right?
yeah, I'm sure. Apparently, stuff has still been getting really out of control over there, and so there was an info blast that was put out on Facebook. That, like, I'm assuming the government probably paid the guy to do it, but what would happen? You remember there's a guy that does the what would happen if
Oh, the
this
legal guy. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
actually took place.
yeah.
You know, well, first of all, the economy would completely tank because there's only 3 million people in Nevada. Introducing another million, none of you would probably actually reach Area 51 by the time you got fuel. You know, and it was like he went into this whole thing about how it totally offset the entire instability of the state. And then if you do happen to make it, what would you find? You know, and I think that was a deterrent, honestly, that was introduced. But yeah, so YouTube, if you go to their main page now, has put it as a bannable subject. So they just don't want people discussing it. They totally stopped my video. It was doing really good, and then they just
Oh, you talk about the one that we did all on that chat that night?
changed the algorithm for it. It's done. It has not seen one view, and that's not because it sucks. It's because they've totally taken it right out of the algorithm.
Wow.
So, yeah, they're not helping the videos. They're not taking them down right now because I don't think.
And there again, okay. Like, and that's the reason why this guy needs, you know, this group needs this YouTubers. They need to do that because first off, you know, you initially put that out there to warn these idiots not to do it. You know,
Right.
I mean that was a public service, and as far as it ruining the economy of Nevada, they would just think it was another damn convention coming into Las Vegas. I mean, you know, they get an extra million people. Oh, look, the Shriners are in town. They're gonna get drunk. They're gonna have lots of money, and man, look how much taxes we're gonna get off the hookers this month. You know,
I had Jerome worshiping his dinghy. No YouTube. I'm not sure where to go with that, John. I'm just gonna say okay.
Thanks, Scott. I appreciate that. I'll matter of fact, let me go over there right now.
But yeah, so I mean, if I guess the original question for me still stands. Do you guys think it's going to be a good thing or a bad thing? Do you think YouTube's just going to say that's it? We're done. No more monetization. Sorry, we're just done with this. You guys can upload your content here, but you're not going to get paid for it. We're done. They have the right to do that.
There's two parts to the question. First of all, for them to, we've got to work out what they're going to do about being a platform as opposed to a publisher.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got to work out that as well.
Right.
I think the second part of the question about who gets paid for what is pending the outcome of that first question. So if they're a platform, then that means they don't have publishing rights of choosing what and who to promote. And if they don't have those rights, then you think the Hollywoods of this world are going to put their stuff up for free?
Right.
So they have to continue to pay. They have to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a dead platform. The only other option that they could go to is the reverse model, where they charge people to put their content online and provide a billing mechanism for people to go and pay for the content, or in other words, make themselves another cable TV provider of sorts. But I don't think that's going to work. I mean, how many people here in this, out of these 4 people plus those people viewing, pay for YouTube Red?
Yeah, no.
Is that the $9.99 a month thing?
Yeah. I'm not paying the same price for this that I pay for Netflix.
You're paying for it?
Yeah. Do
you think it's worth it? Do you get value for money?
No, I don't get squat out of it. I just forgot to cancel it. I've been paying for it for probably a year. I can't tell. I mean, you know, some of the YouTube movies are starting to put up. Huh?
That's why they send the advertising to people like yourself, Lloyd, that are
they're too damn lazy to cancel it.
Not too damn lazy, more senior in age, because they forget about the trial and then it automatically starts billing.
I've got like six or seven things going on. Like, you know, it comes in on either my Apple, you know, my iTunes bill or my PayPal. I'm going, and of course, naturally it goes ding on my phone every time they take it out, you know, once a month. And so every so often my wife said, "What's that?" I said, "I don't know. It's just another damn bill I forgot that pays online automatically." Oh, what's it for? I said, I don't know. It pays it. So I probably spend, $50 or maybe even $100 a month on crap that I have no idea why I bought it.
Do you guys have Pocketbook over there? The app called Pocketbook?
I've never heard of it that I'm aware of.
It's something we got over here, and you link it to all of your bank accounts, and it provides a single view of everything for your finances and makes it easier to do tax and all that kind of stuff. Really cool app. It's free.
Didn't somebody just come up with something like that? That Danny DeVito's been pushing that app. Was it Danny DeVito, where you take a picture of all your receipts and it logs it and it saves it all for you? And
That shit's been around for years, but I'm talking about something that downloads it from your bank statements.
oh,
So they've got a secure way of linking to your bank without being able to do bad stuff.
Pocketbook budget.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pocketbook budgeting. Budget made. Come on there.
hey, Mark, if you actually just go to free movie YouTube. Oh, I think we just lost Oz.
We just lost Greg.
Mark, if you actually just go to free movie YouTube, there's a whole channel devoted just to nothing but putting up free movies on YouTube, and he has never been taken down. So if you want to watch all those good ones plus new ones, just go to that channel.
Yeah, I've just started watching that, and it's actually got some good movies, some older ones, that that I watch all the time, just because here lately I've been getting bored with some of the crap going on with YouTube. I'm getting,
somehow I just don't care about me not getting many views. Everybody keeps saying, aren't you mad that you're not half the channel you used to be? No, I don't care. This was always fun for me. Still is fun.
Well, and that's the key right there. I've talked about this before, and I said here a while back, and I was very close here about a month ago of just stopping. That's it. I'm through. But I enjoy doing it.
Right.
You dropped out or you got kicked out, Greg?
Well, you're more than welcome to come back in. Bradley.
Yeah.
I also posted the link for Bradley. Silvertop is in here right now.
Okay, cool.
So and I've always been here for the community. Like I said, because I'm doing rough this month doesn't mean in 3 months I'm not going to recapitalize on everything I'm doing and come right back to where I started. It just depends on the type of content I can push, the videos I'm putting out.
Was that your good Telstra internet working for you there, Greg?
I won't blame them for that one. That was operator error. Close the wrong window. I'm busy doing my prep for tomorrow's show. That's why I'm doing two things. So I'm listening to yous, but yeah.
That was a short between the headsets.
Mm-hmm.
PEBCAC.
Yeah.
You know about PEBCAC errors, Dan?
No.
Dan, I've worked in IT all my life, and support desks, after they get off the phone with someone, they say, oh, that was a PEBCAC error.
Okay.
To people who don't know, they have no idea, but everyone in IT will know it stands for problem exists between chair and keyboard.
Okay. We need to come up with something like that for drone flying.
There's only one more that I want to share with you, Dan. Have you got a bit of paper in front of you?
Oh, geez. Yeah, but I don't think I have a pen handy. That's the only downside.
If you don't have paper, just open a notepad window or something like that.
No. Oh, where the hell's my notepad at? I don't want to do a text document.
Yeah, Mark Rogers, ID 10T. Yeah.
That's the one.
All right.
Do you know that one, Dan?
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Hold on one sec. Hit me.
Okay. ID 10T error. Just type ID and then the number 10 and the letter T.
As you were saying that, I'm like, I bet it's going to say idiot.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah.
I like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. ID 10T, huh?
Well, Mark Rogers, of course, he was in the Air Force too, like I was, and we've talked several times about it, but it's like I used to get these problems with these pilots that they would expect mechanical switches to do things that were they were just physically impossible for them to do. And, of course, I keep writing C and D, and then, which cannot duplicate. It's what you write. Because when you work on an aircraft, there's this folder that goes in there, and the crew chief ends up with it. But it has a list of each page, they have pages of what you've done, when you did it, you sign off on it, or in the case where I couldn't find a problem, I just put C and D, cannot duplicate. And if it was the same pilot and I'd already told him what to do and how to fix it and what the problem was, and it came back again, I'd just put C and D, SBHS, short between headsets, That got me in trouble a few times, but or red X. Yeah, red X's. Yeah. Yeah, they hated red. Oh, man. Because when you red X a plane, it ain't going anywhere. It's until the red X is finished.
Yeah, but go and tell the story of that guy that you used to do that to. You've told me this story once.
Oh, yeah. we had this, he was a Australian pilot. And he was either Australian or UK. He was a wing commander. So it might've been UK, but anyways, we were flying A-10s, and I worked in weapons systems, and we have what was called multiple ejection racks, which were, hooked to the pylons up under there, and then they could put like 6 bombs on this thing. And in the back, it had a mechanical switch that went around like that. And then you had, 6 of these things hanging under an A-10 aircraft, 3 on each side. So we're talking, let's see, 3 times 6, 18, 32, 20, 36 bombs. Okay. Well, so this guy's flying through, and he was coming back with about every other station was coming back with 1 or 2 hung bombs out of the 6, so we'd have like 2 in the inline in the next station out and the same one on the other side. And I kept going through and I kept scratching my head. And then finally I put in there C and D, and I told this pilot, I said, he kept, because I was the head guy of the weapons thing we were at Operation Red Flag, and we were testing out the A-10 that year. So anyways, he just, he's madder than hell. He was equal to a major. So, he had a little rank. And so finally I put in C and D, SBHS. And he called me up. What does that mean? I said, cannot duplicate, short between the headsets. That's the only thing I can figure that's wrong. And he said, what do you mean short between the headsets? I know what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. And he does it with a British accent, obviously. Really, or an Aussie accent. And like I said, anyways, he was just really ripping into me. And I said, listen, stop your aircraft at the end of the runway before we safety it. Do not touch don't touch anything. When it comes to a stop, don't change anything when you come back. Leave it as it is when you hit the pickle button, which is the button to drop the bombs. When you hit that button, don't touch anything from there. And so all right. So I come in there, and what he was doing, he was trying to drop 36 bombs, 10 feet, less than 10 feet between each one. Okay, you're flying at I don't know, 175 knots. You're flying through, and you're trying to drop 36 bombs. Well, these are mechanical switches that have got to spin to go bomb here, bomb there, bomb there, and then jump over to the next wing and do the same thing. He was trying to drop them less than 10 feet apart. It was physically impossible for that switch to do that. And he didn't believe me. And I told him, I said, I'm still going to write this up as a short between the headsets. He says, all right, I'll tell you what I'll do. I will do what you tell me to do. I'll set it at a higher number on the switch inside the cockpit on the weapons control panel. I'll set it to drop it, say, 20 feet apart. I said, yeah. And he did. And I got the call to be at the end of the runway. And And it turned out my commander and anybody else that could, ream me royally if I screwed up, rode along with me because they said, well, we want to see what happens. You made the challenge. Now let's see if you know what you're talking about. Got in, and first thing he does, he said, Mendenhall, you here? And I said, yeah, right here, sir. And he goes, he says, well, one thing, he says, you're right. It was a short between the headsets. My apologies. Reached out, shook hands. What do you want? And he said, what can I do for you? And I said, I don't know. How about a case of Guinness? That guy went over, not only bought a case of Guinness, he bought about 6 cases of Guinness and 3 kegs of beer, and we had one hell of a weekend.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, this guy.
Of course, he's an Aussie.
He was an Aussie. And these guys, but he was trying to physiologically make this thing drop bombs. And we're talking 500 pounders. And to set them 10 feet apart, it involved 9 mechanical switch, or 6 mechanical switches, actually more than that, because you had the pylon switches that had to trigger to the multiple rack to make that little thing go round. And I mean, we're talking, there's no way. It just, this is back before the digital age, This is all mechanical and analog stuff. So, but he did. I thought, man, I thought I was going to lose a stripe over that one, but it's just like, yeah, we had a great time, man. That's the drunkest I'd gotten. Probably the drunkest I ever got. But last time I remember was I was being put to bed, and it was the major covering me up.
Wow.
I mean, this guy. Well, he was a squadron leader. He was a cool dude. I mean, but man, those Aussies knew how to party. They drank all of us under the table. They just,
What's the potency of your average beer there?
Oh, here? Over there? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't look at it. I just drink it.
What? Like, we're lucky if it's over a 5 on an average beer, 4.6 or 5.9. I think that's an average brew here.
So let me go and find.
Yeah, I was going to say we sell here in Oklahoma. They sell 3, 2, and 6%.
Right.
Which is 6% is probably 5.9.
And that's what I'm saying. It's around the 5. Now, we can go more than that. Like, we have 9.0, or we have 6.0, which is those stupid, what are those? 4 Locos. And then we have higher, which is like Hurricane, which is 8.0. And then if you get craft beer, like if you go to World of Beers, their lowest beer percentage is about 15 to 18% beer.
Yeah.
And that's very hoppy. And like one beer costs about $20, but man, you are frothy after you have one of those. Whew.
I just picked a couple around 4.6, 5, 5.5.
Yeah, Shock Top. That's a good one. I like Shock Top. Very citrusy beer though, and hoppy. So what is it?
4.6 to 5 to 5.5 thereabouts.
Okay, so it's about the U.S. How do you guys drink more than us, man? I don't get that. Because I was a drinker, dude. I used to,
There's a simple answer to that question, Dan. There's a simple answer. When you're an infant and you're drinking out of the bottle?
Okay. Gotcha. Well, I think I could hang with the Aussies back in the day. I don't think I would have had any problem. I trained for Beer Olympics for 8 years, and I could finish a keg to myself. And
I'm not like I was when I was younger. I went to a university and I was the activities officer. I was in charge of booking the bands and providing the entertainment for a university. And there were some stories that cannot be retold. I'll just say that much.
Dude, on my Facebook, and this is my worst I think I ever looked. This was 2009. This is when I was powerlifting and I was training for Beer Olympics. And I'll tell you what, man, you couldn't snuff me under the table. I could drink like a fish all night and never get drunker.
So we had this thing at the university called the Ladies and Gentlemen's Society.
Okay.
Which is, just a club that people join, and for every $1 that they spend joining, you get more dollars from the university kind of thing to help support wholesome and good things at the campus. So we had the Oxford-Cambridge boat races. Had absolutely nothing to do with boats, but it was all about sculling. So it's an event where you have 4 people on a team sit at the table, and the person who's running the event, which back then was me, would recite the famous words, ladies and gentlemen, hand on knees, chins on table, face the water, row. And they go 1, 2, 3, 4 down the line, and away you go. So that's nothing spectacular. Then we had the fun run. The fun run, you start with boat races, sculling the beer exactly the same, and then the next event was like grass jelly. You got to eat some grass jelly, followed by Vegemite on dry crackers with nothing else on it.
That would get you right there, Dan. The Vegemite. That would destroy it.
And all sorts of other things along the way. But I'll share the last thing in the event was the fish milkshake.
All right.
Salmon, sardine, tuna, mussels, liver, oyster, tomato sauce, Tabasco sauce, chili sauce, toothpaste, green food coloring, and milk. I remember that recipe like it was yesterday.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Now, even before that, when the actual event starts, there's a guy by the name of Alex Hafey, who was famous for starting the event. And instead of having a starter's gun or something, he would go up onto the balcony up above, look down on everyone else, drink one of those fish milkshakes, and as soon as it hits the ground after he chucks it back up, that's when you start.
Oh, boy. Yeah. So those were the days, bro.
Yeah.
Those were the days. Yeah.
After you drink the milkshake, you've got to do 4 forward rolls and 10 star jumps before proceeding to the next station.
This was all beer weight, and this was 2010. See, I put on a ton of weight for this. I would have been 24 at the time, 23 or 24. So I was powerlifting and I was drinking like an absolute fish. The worst part about this is those empty cups that are next to me ended up getting called a pyramid, and I set a record in Tampa that night. I drank 64 beers in 3 hours, and I turned all of the cups upside down, and I built a pyramid out of all my empty cups, and this thing ended up going to the ceiling. The only other person in there that had ever drank like that in this place was Andre the Giant, which was super cool. So I didn't outdrink Andre, but I was the second runner-up for the most beers ever drank in the city of Tampa in this running, which was cool. People came from all over Florida to drink this night, and I ended up taking it from them. But this thing was crazy how it started. So now everybody's taking stupid photos with my pyramid, which was a masterpiece in itself, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. And you can see how the night progressively goes on, and this pyramid just keeps growing and growing until it becomes this massive section of cups. But we couldn't put any more up there at one point. Like, it just got so high to the ceiling, we had to keep double stacking them behind the pyramid. So it got bad. This is what I'm talking about, though. You know what the real problem is here? I drank so much that I could get in my car and drive home and still almost act like I was sober. I could probably juggle after drinking all that and still be good enough to get. At the time, I was driving my 650 horsepower single turbo Supra, and it was stick shift. I'd get in my car and drive home after drinking all that all night. Just drive. All right, everybody have a good night. It was bad, man. It was really bad. I'm glad those days are like behind me, but I would have loved, I think, to have been hanging with the Aussie boys during all of this craziness.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and that was the thing. Those pilots, that was what was so cool about them, because they just became one of us. You know, they were out. You know, they actually showed. Believe it or not, they actually showed up in their flight suits.
Really?
Yeah. Here comes these Australian pilots, you know, and their crew chiefs and everybody else, and they're dragging. I mean, they come walking in with just cases of Guinness, and then wheeling in these 3 kegs of beer. It's like, you know, I thought, man, this. And they, you know, of course, he yells out for me, and he says, "All right, guys," he says, yo, this mate hair for this party we're going to throw because this is what he wanted. So thank him. Is like, yeah. The next day, a few of them weren't so happy with me because they were so hungover. But yeah, when I was the same age of that picture that you were showing, let's see if I can bring that up.
And now you know why all my internals are failing. Does that give you a good idea? Of,
yeah,
I drank
exactly.
like that for 12 years hard, and I've punished my body. That was, I'll never be the same again. I'll have medical issues my entire life from drinking like that. So,
Jesus with 2 monitors.
I used to drink at university Cooper's Scotch Ale. I've never seen that ever since then.
really?
Yeah.
So I have the occasional beer now. That's about it. I have a maybe 1 or 2 Coronas, and I call it. You know,
This is about the age that you were at in that picture. Let's see.
all right.
Let me see. That's what I was looking like
Hey,
at that same age. Yeah.
that porno stash, bro.
Yeah, man. It's like, yeah. Now look at it. It's all white and
Right there, dude.
yeah. What? Here's the thing. My hair is natural. My wife, that was a perm on her, but that was natural for me.
Dude, I'm loving the fro. See, my hair used to get like that. If I let it grow, it
Yeah.
gets really curly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the way mine is too. So
It's
how the
always
hell
that way.
remove? There we go. All right. Yeah, that was. But yeah, that's what I look like in my 20s. It's like, yeah, it is kind of a porn mustache, isn't it? I look like an
Yeah,
old.
that's what it says, like a porn stash.
Look like yeah.
No, I'm kidding, dude. I feel like I could watch you in an old school porno and become.
Well, I tell you, at that age, I probably could have performed in one, but no, it's just like I'm telling people. I've told my kids and the grandkids when they grow up, you can only do it so many times in a lifetime. Don't wait for when you're young. Save it for when you get old.
Introducing Lloyd, cover-up name, a.k.a. Kelly and the Sexy Stud.
I haven't got that music handy, Lloyd. Otherwise, I'd bring it out.
Yeah, I
now.
know. That would have been perfect. Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
music in the background.
Hang on. Let me go and find it.
There we go. Mike's back.
Yeah.
It's Gandalf. Gandalf the Grey.
Did y'all see the moonlight earlier?
Yeah, I did. I did.
We got him on camera once, y'all.
You know, Mike, where are you at? I know you told me.
In Virginia.
Oh, in Virginia. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Trying to get this to work decent. Not enough light really out here.
Out here for a good smoke.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to see if the moon was full or not, and it is.
Well, that explains a lot. That explains a lot. That's why we're all like this tonight. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I'm a night owl anyways. It's already
Yeah.
2 in the morning here. I'm still feeling pretty
Yeah.
groggy.
Yeah. I'm going to have to get off here pretty quick. I told my wife I wasn't going to be in here that long. And besides, I'm losing my voice.
Well, I mean, we're already almost 2 hours into the stream, so
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, anybody at any point in time, feel free to bail, guys. I'm a night owl. This is probably what I'm just gonna do until I get tired of doing it. Mike knows.
Yeah, Mark, I don't think that video will ever make it to Blu-ray. You know, it's I think it died with beta, you know.
Oh, there we go.
Come on, put the photo up, Lloyd. Put it up. Put it up.
Now you ask me
The
after.
photo.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find it again. All right. Share screen. Okay. There we go.
Okay, hold on a sec.
Oh yeah, yeah. There you go.
Oh, yeah,
That's it,
there's
man. Yeah, that's it right there. You got it. Yeah.
Sexy Stud. Yeah.
Oh, wrong screen. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Definitely porn stash, bro.
Oh, okay, that's enough.
Yeah, you can't take any more at your age.
Yeah, man. I look at that picture. I'm thinking, what the hell was I doing? Because that had to have been right after. That was right after. That must have been the first. Well, the first thing I did after I got out of the service was I kept the mustache, and I decided to grow this scraggly ass beard, and I shaved my head bald, and then I was wearing, fatigue cap and all that. I looked like a skinny version of Fidel Castro, a really bad version of Fidel Castro. And then I went from there to, looking like a porn star. Yeah. It's
Ron Jeremy would have been proud of you, man.
yeah. Every time I see Green Bay Wacky, that's what I think of is Ron Jeremy. Yeah.
He told a really funny joke the other day. And I don't know if you guys know, but Ron Jeremy, even though he's like old as hell right now, he's still banging the young chicks. But he's funny because he always does interviews. And I don't know if you guys know, but he has narcolepsy. He'll just pass out on camera all the time. He'll be in the middle of sex. It's just like it's bad, dude. Like if you watch him do interviews, he'll be like, and then and they'll have to wake him up like, hey, and he'll be like, yeah. So anyways, and he'll go right back into the story like, what the hell just happened? But anyways, they were telling his story, or they asked him to tell a joke, and he goes, it was somebody was talking about fat girls, and he was like, oh my God, I love fat chicks. And they're like, why? And he goes, because honestly, dude, fat chicks are amazing. You could stick it anywhere and it goes in. And I was like,
oh my God.
What?
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Moving right along.
Leave it to Ron Jeremy to tell the best fat sex joke I've ever heard. Man. Anyways, I got mad respect for Ron Jeremy. It's only a couple guys can walk around with an anaconda that big. Jeez, oh Pete. That guy slayed ladies.
Did you see the embarrassing video or interview he did, I think, on like Oprah or something like that with his mother?
No.
Yeah, I'm going to try and Google that or something. I don't know. It was, I don't know. It was like he was repentant for the life he led and all that other crap.
Dude, the funny thing I've ever seen,
I'm talking 20 years ago.
right.
I remember watching this interview with him. I think it was Oprah.
It probably
was.
was.
Talk show, that kind of setting.
Yeah.
The funniest thing I've ever seen. You got to give him credit because I can't even. All right, I'm gonna play this. Okay, I'm gonna play this, but and I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but he is making serious fun of Miley Cyrus. But at the end of it, he says he wants to bang her. So just bear with me on this because you're not gonna have audio unless you look up the video yourself. But I just want to say I warned you. It's weird, okay? So we're getting that out of the way. All right? This is Welcome to Ron Jeremy. I came in like a wrecking ball. He's actually singing the Wrecking Ball song right now.
Oh, my God.
Legitimately singing the Wrecking Ball song. Okay, here we go. You have no idea what's about to come. Look at the nose hair coming out of his nose.
I try not to look at this at all, but
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Just wait. It gets so good.
I can't unsee this.
Man, I'm going to have nightmares tonight. Oh, dear God.
Wait till he's riding the stupid ball completely naked.
No.
Oh, God, no.
Oh my God. I came in like a wrecking ball.
Those damn near look like the pins that he's wearing.
Oh my God, dude.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God, dude. It's so bad.
Oh, geez.
I cried I cried when I watched this the first time.
Oh my God.
Oh Jesus. Okay, that's enough. But if you guys have not seen Ron Jeremy's Wrecking Ball, you have got to watch it. It is the most.
I don't think I could ever watch that again. That's like it's hell. I won't even look at myself in the damn mirror, let alone see Roger.
So what kind
I
of
never want
searches
to
do
see
you
Miley
do?
Cyrus again. Not because I don't want to see Miley Cyrus, but because I'll have that mental image right now.
I know. It's like, oh my God.
Okay, who was saying what now? Who's in here? Oh, we still got the
Yeah.
screen share up. I forgot how to get rid of this thing. Oh, Lloyd, I can't dump it. Oh well.
What?
The screen share is still
It's
active.
not screen sharing. No, it's not. It's normal.
No,
No.
I know. It's still showing it as a window though. That's an addable stream. I don't know why it didn't disappear. Anyways, what were you saying, Mike?
I just wonder what kind of searches you do on your computer that you would have found that.
Okay, I told you I'm a fan. I'm a fan of watching Ron Jeremy interviews, and that just happened to pop up as one of the suggested videos. And
I
I
don't
was,
want to know what pops up when you're watching Ron Jeremy.
yeah, I hope
I'm
nothing.
being called. Hang on.
Sorry, I couldn't resist that one.
But yeah, no. If you guys do get a chance, it's how he says "wrecking ball." He's making a statement to Miley Cyrus. He's not saying like I came in like a wrecking ball. He's actually saying wreck keck me. He's saying he's gonna wreck her. If they have sex, he's gonna like basically destroy her. And I think it's funny. I think it's something that everyone needs to watch at least once in their life. If you know Ron Jeremy and you grew up with him, you will get a kick out of the video. You have to hear the audio with it, though. It's ridiculous.
Okay, gentlemen, that was my call to
Okay.
for my I've got this system set up. I've got so I can watch her, because my wife's got Parkinson's and she's fall prone and stuff. So I've got this set up. It's a baby monitor and it's sitting on the side by the side of her bed, but I keep it turned down. But I also have a one of those dots, from
Echo Dot.
the Echo Dot sitting over here, and I bought it when Prime Days, and so I bought one. It's in my office, and then she's got one in there. Well, she could never remember the lady's name, so it gives you some options. So I changed it to computer, and she remembers that. So she'll just say computer, and I have it written out for her. Drop in on office, and she'd call me, So, and she's needed me to come in there and do some stuff, and I'm losing my voice, and I'm getting tired, and I gotta find something entertaining to watch, to get the image of Ron Jeremy out of my eyes. That image is gonna be in my head the rest of the night.
You gotta finish it, or it'll never be completely out of your head.
No. I
No
never,
more,
I ever.
no more.
God,
We can put it behind us, Lloyd.
yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, my eyes are hurting. You are an evil person, Dan. So,
I could have played Baby Shark while I showed it to you.
oh God, no, not Baby Shark.
Yeah.
All right, to everybody in the chat, I want to say good night because I'm reading what JDS is right now. He's cracking me up. But guys, all of you guys have a great night. Scott's Drone Reviews, thanks for subbing to me and all that. And guys, I will talk at you later. Dan, you do what you do. Keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, yes.
Greg, I'll see your show tomorrow night. Well, I'll do whatever it is I need to do on your show. And Mike, don't change your name so often. I keep getting confused. I'm old, man. Or just say, hey, it's Mike,
No, just say, hey, it's Chris.
Yeah. Well, yeah, don't do that to me because I'm already in trouble. I'm getting crap from Thunderbird 6 because Mad Kiwi, who was in here earlier, his name is Craig, and Thunderbird 6, his name is Glenn. Well, he come into my show on Monday night. And I said, "Hey, Craig, how you doing?" He said, "What's this Craig crap?" Well, he just told me on Saturday. They both told me their names. Well, I knew Craig anyways, and so. And so he says, "What's it?" So then I started and like, "Oh my God, I'm calling him by the Mad Kiwi's name." Oh man, and he's been giving me crap all week. He said, "Hey, how you doing, Fred? How you doing, George?"
Well, I just picked Chris Hope. I just picked another one to go and add to the mix.
Yeah, Chris Hope. Yeah, no, Chris is my nephew. I keep him straight. Yeah, he's not really, but he's a spitting image of my nephew, and he's the same age. So, but anyways. Dan, thanks for having me on, man.
Thanks for coming in as always.
All right. And Mike, Greg, catch you guys on the next one.
All right, man. Good night.
All right. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.
Later, bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, hi. Did I make things awkward with Ron?
Awkward is not the right word.
Oh.
No.
He looks rough.
He does.
How old is that video?
He's honestly no. This is only like 2 years old, maybe. This isn't
Really?
that. Oh well, I guess it was published on. So it's 2014. It's like 5 years old. He's getting pretty old though, man. I mean, he put it out right after she did Wrecking Ball, but she did Wrecking Ball the same format that he's doing it. And she did it nude, and he did it nude, except I think they told him he had to at least wear skin-colored panties, because that's what he seems to be wearing. In her video, she's 100% nude, rocking on the thing. That's the difference between Vimeo and this. So,
I can understand the parody of it all, but
yeah, it's funny. It is.
Anybody else but Ron Jeremy, Jesus Christ.
But yeah, I think he was trying to get his point across to her. He's like, I would love to wreck you like a wrecking ball, and yeah, I don't think she. First of all, they're both just as weird as each other. Miley Cyrus is just as strange as Ron Jeremy. I don't know if you've ever looked into Miley Cyrus's okay, I get it, the whole vagina thing and support for vaginas and vagina. I get it. Okay, wow, she wants to be a powerful figure for the women and say that the vagina is just a thing, and okay, that's fine. But if you've ever really looked into Miley Cyrus and done any kind of research, she's very strange. She loves taking pictures of herself peeing on people's cars. Did you know that's a thing?
No, I didn't know that.
Legit, full-on nude pees on people's cars and parking lots. She loves doing it. She's got a whole assortment of photos out there of her just peeing on people's cars. It's a weird thing. So she's just as strange and up there as Ron Jeremy is. They're both.
You got to send her to Dallas.
I don't
know. I don't know if you've seen it. There's a channel, GTOGER.
Okay.
GTOGER. It's a guy that owns a data center. And he had cameras up originally for security surveillance purposes, but he caught people doing funny things.
Okay.
And the most common one that people laugh at is, people peeing in the car lot out the back.
Right.
And, he publishes these now on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, I think I've seen him. That's the one
and
where
he's got the tinkle timer.
It's the tow away zone, right?
The towing, yeah, that's the one, yeah.
The towing company and the guy, yeah. So I've watched that channel. He's funny. It's a good time to watch him. But yeah, hey, Miley's a strange girl to say the least. Like I said, I think Ron was hoping he would get to her some weird way, and she would want to be up for that fun night in Ron Jeremy's bedroom of narcolepsy.
Okay.
So there's that. There's also Jim Carrey. He's a strange one. I used to really think Jim Carrey was a fun individual. He's a weirdo, slightly on the weird end.
I never had any doubt about Jim Carrey.
Well, but he did a really strange video a couple of years ago for Emma Watson. Have you guys seen that? Not Emma Watson. Was that Emma Watson? Emma Stone. It was a Emma Stone video. You can look it up. Just Jim Carrey's response to, or Jim Carrey video Emma Stone. wow, he just says some very strange, weird things, talking about how he would have sex with her every day and he would love her and they would have little, cute, beautiful Jim Carrey babies running around all over the place. And it was just straight weirdness. And then he went off the deep end. Jim Carrey totally went straight into the water, started painting, disembodied from the world, decided that he
So
would throw his mental stability right out the window and start talking about himself being a person that plays the role of Jim Carrey, but he's not really Jim Carrey. He's just a mass of tetrahedrons floating through the universe. Weird stuff, bro. Very strange stuff.
so I'm just looking at that now, and doesn't seem to be in his right mind. I'll
No.
just say that much. Just looking at the face.
Yeah, totally out there, man. I follow all this stuff. I know it's weird, dude. I just sit here online all night and I just find out the craziest shit about people. I don't know why. It's like a thing for me. I love finding out just what people's strangenesses are. You know, I'm not saying they're fetishes or anything, but just how weird does somebody actually get behind the limelight and you don't catch it? You know, there's a red carpet event where Jim Carrey shows up dressed up, and it's the strangest interview between Jim Carrey and this lady that takes place. Like, I would have been so feeling awkward if I was the reviewer at that point, or the interviewer trying to talk to Jim when he's in one of these spaced out segments.
Yeah.
So.
The other thing I watch a bit is some of the First Amendment auditor stuff. Get a bit of a laugh at some of that.
Okay.
You haven't seen it? People that go out and film the interactions with the police when they're doing stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, those get old for me really fast just because it's the same thing again and again and again. Honestly, look, dude, just put your stupid gun away and all that stupid stuff and just stop.
No. Forget the gun. Not using guns.
Okay, well, I'm just like, that's the type of stuff you're talking about, though, right? Where they just go out intentionally to piss off the law and see how they're going to handle the situation.
No, there are some that do that, and I don't enjoy that at all. There are some people who go to places and they're not deliberately pissing people off. They're just going and using video cameras and photographing, and they get
public area, like they're calling it public areas, and the police say that it's not. So I know what you're talking about. I've seen those videos too. I was just talking about it as a general, category. Is just like messing. Now I get that. I get that. Why would cops be worried about whether you're taking pictures of their lot or whether you're taking pictures? It's a public building. Who cares? You know, what could I really possibly be doing out here that's got you that worried? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I just want to know who you are.
Walking down the road, not outside any building, and going and taking a picture of a railway line that's nearby without being unsafe and without going on their property, and still getting the police show up.
Yep.
Only in America.
I know, man. We do have some very strange stuff that happens here. Like, they came up with a way. I don't know if you've seen that, but there's guys in Tampa now that don't roll their windows down during DUI checks because they say they're unlawful, right? Which I guess in a sense, I think they might be. Like, you're rerouting people from their destination. You're keeping them hostage and you're not letting them go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a weird scenario to be put in the first place, just to catch DUI people to upgrade the finances of the city. Let's say you do catch a drunk driver. Okay, out of how many cars, though, that you impositioned by doing that? You know what I'm saying? So let's say the whole night you catch 10 cars, but you had to reroute 5,000 cars to catch 10. Was it worth it? Was it worth the refunds? Was it worth the city's, you know what I'm saying, money? Was it like...
I'll answer it this way. Just imagine if, not just for DUI, but for other things as well, for every time there was a incorrect interaction, for lack of a better description, where you approach someone for DUI and they are not over the limit. Just imagine if the officer making the request had to pay $10 into a kitty.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That would change it, because your time is valuable.
Right.
They're taking away your time. Just imagine if that was, and that money could be used for such good things on one side, but it would also discourage some of the behaviours that you see. But having said that, in Australia, that we don't have the constitutional protection that you do in the same way. So there is no protection. If you get a driver's license, you surrender the right to, free travel, and you have to stop at a DUI stop, and that's it. Which is right.
There's weird stuff that happens here too. Like, for instance, when an officer pulls over a vehicle, okay, technically the only person that is being in violation of anything at this point in time is the driver. The driver's the one that committed the act. The driver's the reason that the car is being pulled over, that we, if it's that kind of pullover. And we've had cases where the person that was in the passenger seat will jump out and say, all right, man, sorry, I don't have time for this. I got to go, and police will physically force them to stay in the car, and they don't have a right to do that. You're not stopping the passenger. You're stopping the person that committed the crime or the act through a driving violation. So why does the passenger have to pay the price of his time given up too because he was riding in the car? So again, this is one of those scenarios where it goes back to, what are our rights? Why is the officer allowed to tell me to sit in the car? Well, he's not. Technically, they're not supposed to. They would like you to stay in the car if you're a passenger, but you don't have to. And that's the thing that they don't get. And every single officer hates being told the words no. They don't want to be told no. You will listen to me. I am the law. You will get back in this car. That's the last time I'm going to tell you. Okay? That's not true, though. If I want to continue down my merry little way, you're pulled him over. He caused an infraction. I didn't. I have things I need to do. Okay? My time is my time. I'm on my free time now. When you pull over a bus, right? When you pull over a bus full of people, did you pull over all the people, or did you just pull over the bus driver? Right? Yeah. It's the same scenario. All the people on the bus can leave and go other places. Why can't passengers and cars do the same thing? Why is there a difference in there for that, public transit versus non-public transit? So, and this is where we cross into all these weird lines of variables again. Who's right? Who's wrong? Do we have rights or don't we? As a passenger in the car, do I have rights? Yeah, you do. Get out and walk. If the cop tells you to get in the car, you know what? Don't argue with them. Just call another law enforcement officer from another county and say, hey, I'm currently stranded here. This officer won't let me go. I wasn't driving the car. And have two officers from two different counties meet up and then hash it out. They're not going to say no to another officer from another county. They're going to say, hey, listen, pal, you can't tell him he has to stay in the car. But now you're wasting everybody's time. See what I'm saying? So it's like, gosh, man, these situations get totally out of control here in the U.S., and they do. That's because everybody wants to test fate, though. How far can I push this? Should I really get out of the car and start to walk away, or are they going to have a problem with it? Most likely they're going to have a problem with it, And these situations turn into what?
Those are the ones that I actually enjoy watching, not because of, it's not a salacious, I want to see that kind of stuff happening, but, I want to see people being changed and working out, shit, I did the wrong thing and I understand it now. I got it now.
Right.
Yeah.
So
anyway, mate, I'm going to go and disappear.
Sure.
I'm at the end of my microphoning capacity for today. I got other things I need to get into.
It's all good, man. Me and Mike will close it down too, man, and we'll jump in Discord and we'll hang out for a bit. Right, Mike?
Sure. Whatever you want to do, man.
Good man. All right. Well, Oz, it was good to have you. Thanks.
My internet hung out. I was surprised. Was it freezing up much at all?
No, I haven't seen any issues from you other than the time you kicked yourself out. Tester must be on your side tonight.
Yeah. Who knows?
They knew I was going to have a problem with it if they didn't. See? Worked out.
Must be.
DW.
You're the enforcer.
I am.
Okay. Have a good one.
All right, brother.
What time is your stream tomorrow, Greg?
It's 11 a.m. Sydney time. So if Ken's stream for me is 10 a.m., it's an hour later than Ken Heron's stream, but the following day.
I don't get those notifications for some weird reason, man. I've unsubscribed and re-notified myself and subscribed again. And
if you go to my channel now, hang on, have I already posted it up? I think the event's already there.
Okay, and without all the time conversion and everything, how many hours from now would that stream be?
Go to my page now, youtube.com/osbydrone, and I'll put stand by.
Well, I'm on my phone, so it'd be a little complicated for me to do that.
Well,
But I'm
stand by
confident.
anyway. Stand by.
Okay.
I'm going to do something because I always put up an event beforehand. I just hadn't made it public yet. So if I go here and click there and stand on one leg and make it public and publish it like that, and you go to my page now, you will see it in your time zone, whatever that may be.
All right. That'll make it easy to find.
Easy.
Cool.
Okay. You going to fly tomorrow?
I might fly tonight.
Me?
I might get some pictures of the moon.
Both of you?
Oh, it depends. It's rainy season here in Florida. I think we actually have.
But you missed. See, this is the video that didn't get played overnight about the world first exclusive experiment tomorrow. You can tomorrow be the pilot of a drone in either the Philippines or Thailand, you flying from your place. The video feed from that will come into my show live. So you'll be part of the show, and we won't just have one person doing that at a time. We'll have two people doing it at a time. So one in Philippines, one.
Are we talking about fly there?
Yeah.
You've done that before, Dan, so go for it.
I'm totally against fly there, but yeah, I feel you.
You don't like it?
I actually had it out with the owner of the company.
Tom?
Yep. For reasons of employment over a couple pilots that he hired that I knew personally.
Mm-hmm.
And he was really not a good employer. Let's just put it that way. He made them use up all their internet on their phones to do the job. Only gave them $40 a day. Didn't pay them anything extra for their time. They would sit out there for 10 hours a day waiting on people to fly their equipment. They would charge up all their own personal equipment to do it. There was no extra cash transaction between the owner and them. And when they asked for money to at least buy lunch or something, they weren't even given that. Very crappy work situation. And I called them out on Ken's channel for it. And, and then I talked to Ready, Set, Drone. I talked to Kelly about it, and nobody wanted to side with me. So I blasted Tal and the way he does things. And then I had my friend send me the contract that was made and written between them. And sure enough, man, there was a lot more money discussed than what they're being paid. And so he was just crapping all over the pilots when he was first getting this thing set up, and didn't care how much he dirtbag winded everybody. He knew that other pilots later on down the road would sign up for it and continue helping him get to where he wants to with spending as little amount of money as possible. But those weren't the agreements that were made, and he didn't hold up to his end of it. So, yeah.
So that's right. I come from a background of having family in the Philippines. My wife's Filipino. $40 a day doesn't sound like much to you and I, but having said that, it's not an insubstantial amount over there. I'm not going to try and defend the specific agreements that were made. Right. Don't know. Haven't seen it. Not going to go there. But if you do the math on that, for a Filipino to earn $40 a day is not awful. I'm not saying great, but having said that, I have a look at even, and I won't mention the company name, there are other companies that are doing drone for hire kind of stuff for different industries in Australia. And there's one that I was doing some stuff for. And over here, we were getting $100 a job for doing a particular type of flight. And that was okay. That was acceptable. And then all of a sudden stopped getting the calls. Recently, we had massive storms over here, and I didn't get one call. From what I gather, there are other pilots that have decided to go in and say, well, we're going to do it for $90, or another one saying, well, we're going to do it for $80. And all of a sudden, the same company is now coming back and saying, well, now we need you to do these compliance things and these ones and that one and all of these other things. And I kind of just responded, well, You haven't given me any work in the last quarter of a year. Tell me why I should do this.
Mm-hmm.
So from that perspective, is Tal a good businessman? Is he any better than any other businessman? That's where I'm kind of coming from.
I'm looking at it from where, because we're not talking about the Philippines here now. We're talking about where he was living specifically and the two other pilots were at. I could understand that maybe if it was in the Philippines, but it wasn't. They were at the Rose Garden doing all the flying. And
I didn't think you ever had anything available in that area.
Yeah. So, like I said, I was doing this way before I actually found out about it, before Ken and everybody else did. I was a big part of how the company's growth really got kicked off with David Peterson, a few of the pilots. So I have kind of the whole first blunt end of everything, and that's why I said I'm not. I got to see how this company grew and how many people got stabbed in the back to get where he is, and I get it. Business tactics. You gotta run people over apparently to get what where you get to, but when it happens to your personal friends, it's a little different. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing when you don't know the people, you just kind of blow it off and move forward. Most people do anyways. I felt pretty bad for David Peterson and his kid, and they spent, countless hours trying to help Tal get set up, and he just kept screwing him and screwing him and screwing him, and I finally just was like, dude, you need to get clear of that situation. It's bad. It's bad business, man.
Let me ask you another question then. Startups in general.
What's
If you
that?
have a look at startups in general, startup companies in general, in broad terms, someone's always getting the raw end of the stick. Unless you've got a big venture capitalist that's dropped a ridiculous amount of money that they're never going to be able to repay.
I hate the idea of it. You know me. I'm a truth.
I know. I get it. I get what you're saying. I totally understand it. I'm not going to say it's wrong, but I'm going to say I understand it to some extent. I mean, I got headhunted for a job many, many years ago, and I was promised stock options and all sorts of other things, and never got it. Do I have resentment toward them? No, I just understand that you're doing something that's in a high risk industry or segment or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I guess for my personal equipment's being abused, though, as well as the agreements weren't held up to. It's a little bigger. It's like someone borrowing your truck and making an agreement, and then they beat the living crap out of your truck under an agreement you guys made, and then they give it back to you like, well, sorry. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I feel about. So, every time one of these pilots get behind the controls, it's never flown before. They don't understand the physics of it. To them, it's just a screen in front of them. They push a button, the drone shoots forward, and then they slam on the brakes. Like, what happened? And all of that is punishment on their equipment that they're flying. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It seems like every single person that would fly that's never flown before would do that. Now, me understanding the physics of drone, when I was helping him make these videos and, I was pushing the commercialism for a fly there when it first started. Like I said, I was one of the first bracketeers behind this thing trying to initiate it and assist. And that was only because David reached out to me, and he knew I had a large audience at the time, and so I pushed it. But then, a month later, I found out all this crazy stuff went down, and I got all these letters and everything, and I was just blown away by how it all ended with these two pilots. And there's at some point I feel like something is owed, and somebody got really, really screwed in the end. And obviously, it wasn't Tal. He doesn't care because he's still a growing company now, and giving away sparks on his channel or on his thing for giveaways and Bluetooth controllers, and I still keep up with it. I'm well aware of what's going on. I just don't have interest in following it. But hey, if you need help, man, I'll help you. I'm not against it enough to not help somebody else. I just don't tell Tal I'm involved because he'll have an issue with it.
Well, he will see whoever it is, because anyone who watches my show tomorrow signs up online on flyther.com, gets some free credit, goes and flies. Yeah. The stream from that flight comes back to my show.
Gotcha.
Live. So that's what it's going to be. So anyone else who's watching this stream now, come and join it. Have some fun. Dan, I'll understand if you don't, but you're welcome to as well.
I hear you. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
All right, my friend.
Out of here. See ya.
Later, brother.
Bye.
Good night, Greg.
See you, bye.
Let's see here. Ron Jeremy rum video. JDS is looking up all that stuff now. Oh man, isn't it quite an amazing past I've had here, Mike, on YouTube?
It is. You're kind of involved in everything.
5 years of this, I feel like I've done everything, and I've fought for all the people, and in the end, no matter how much I try to help, what happens? The bad
In the
guy.
long run, you end up looking like the bad guy, even though you're trying to help people out.
That is the true mystery behind it. Now I understand how Batman feels. You live long enough to be the good guy, you also live long enough to become the bad guy. I guess that's why he stayed an iconic figure instead of fighting as Bruce Wayne. Because as a person, you can be hated. As a icon, you can be hated and loved. It's interesting how that plays out, huh?
Yeah. No, I couldn't see the chat until just now. I brought my other phone out here so I could see the chat.
Oh, yeah. Lesser of two evils on this one, I think, man. I just probably going to steer clear of the situation. I'll probably watch a show. I don't think I'm going to pop in there, though, and help with the fly there.
Yeah.
And, I had my first go around with them months and months and months ago. So, yeah.
Well, I knew you were familiar with it, so.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man.
Dano, get Ron Jeremy to write a song for you and get him to ride a drone during the.
Well, Ron Jeremy will probably come on as a guest on your show, man.
Honestly, Ron Jeremy probably would. If I could ever catch him in town, I would ask him to do an interview. Ron's always okay to get behind the camera. You just got to watch out because he gets really drugged up and then he just falls asleep on everything that he can find. So
bring him in on StreamYards.
Yeah, he's coming. He's here often. Hangs out at what's his place? Hogan's Beach. He's always down there at Hogan's Beach when he comes down. So I'll try to catch him next time he's in town. See if I can get Ron Jeremy, the porn star, in here. That'll be fun, right?
That'll get some views.
That'll be a good time. Jeez, Pete's. JDS said, "Don't cry." I'm not gonna cry, man. I'm not gonna shed a tear. I'm good. I feel like I've been through a lot since I entered this platform, and I've always fought for the right reasons, and I've always been crapped on for the wrong reasons. It's amazing how much you can get hated by just telling the truth. You know, it really is, man. It's like everybody wants to be lied to. I just don't get that. Do you get that, Mike? I just don't understand that.
No, I don't get it, but you're right. People would prefer the lie than the truth.
Than the truth, yep. It's been that way ever since I started, with Hubson especially. Boy, did I become the bad guy quick when I started calling them out for things they were doing, man. I became the instant. Dude, I used to put up a video and get like 2,000 views in like less than an hour, anything Hubson related. And man, then I started going against the company, and boom, my views started going down to 1,200, then 400, then 100. Then everybody brought in all the hate they possibly could. It was incredible to watch everyone turn against me and how fast it happened, just for trying to point out the crap that's been happening.
I don't know. Some people get involved in that crap that they're brand loyal, and they just want, once you start talking bad about it, they're, I don't know, sort of like the iPhone cult. If you say something bad about an iPhone, so, people just flip out if they're an iPhone user. But
that's true.
You say something bad about an Android phone, nobody cares. Oh, okay, no problem.
It's kind of
rush to the defense of it all.
That's because we don't care. We know that our phones rock.
Right.
We're just like, what you want.
and nobody cares, Okay, well, that's your opinion. My phone, it works for me. Go use what you want. I only see JDS typing in the chat. I see like 10 people in there.
Yeah,
Who
no.
else is out there in the chat?
There's a lot of lurking going on right now. This is about the time when everybody just kind of comes in and just lurks. A lot of them just waiting to go back and tell other little fun friends about the stream and all my awkwardness that I had and all the and I know who probably a number of them are, honestly. But yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind the lurking. The lurking is fine. They're just sitting here giving me watch time. So whether they're interacting or they're not, they're helping me. So lurking is just fine with me. Stick around. It's
No,
okay.
no problem with that, but I just like to see some interaction that they want to add or ask or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh no, he was, you're talking about the cops and all that crap and being pulled over, and the passenger really has the right to leave, and
Mm-hmm.
I think it just comes down to poor training of the officers here in the United States.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I've seen the same kind of videos over in other countries and stuff where the person that gets pulled over is just belligerent and they're asinine, but the cops have their crap together. They keep calm. They don't they don't fall into the crap that the belligerents would normally bring an ego out to a cop here in the U.S.
mm-hmm.
where they feel they have to retaliate. They're very professional. They if they come down to a point where they have to arrest them, they just say that's it. You're going to jail.
No, and I agree with that. You don't just get to tell a cop whether you're going to jail or not. Like when you pulled an infraction and you go, no, I'm not going. Like, I don't think you understand. You don't have an option. You're under arrest. I already said you're under arrest. You're coming with me. You can hash it out later from the courtroom or from the jail. You can figure all that out later. Right now, you're going with me. You're under arrest. Okay, put your hands behind your back. We're done talking about this. The talk was 5 minutes ago. You kept telling me you weren't going to sign the ticket. You weren't going to do this. Now we're done talking. We had an opportunity to chat, and I see these people act like they don't have to, even after the cop tells them they're under arrest. Like, no, you can't arrest me. And then they close their door and act like they're going to drive away. It's like, what real world do you live in? Like, what? Where do you think you're going? You're just asking for that cop to shoot you,
Well, that's the difference, though. It's the professionalism of the cops here and overseas is so much different.
Mm-hmm.
If you create any kind of
Night JDS
reluctance to the cops here in this country, next thing you know, you've got 5 or 6 cops, on top of you, one of them with their knee in your back.
Yep.
And it's all over a speeding ticket or
right.
whatever. And the crap that you see on TV now, live PD, that's one of the worst ones. Because the new rookie cops look at this crap like this is what's normal. And, first thing they do is they're slapping somebody in handcuffs saying, well, it's for our protection.
Right.
And that's wrong. It's, even if your mother goes out here and she gets pulled over, and next thing you know, she's in handcuffs for their protection.
Right.
These people with guns and badges and all this other crap, and they need to be protected from the little old lady they just pulled over. That's some real crap. But the rookie cops see this and say, "Oh, well, that's the norm."
Right.
And that's what will get worse with our police department. Our police departments need a lot more professionalism, a lot more training to become an officer.
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't know. I could go on and on about this crap, but the way everything's changing, the morality of things, how they, don't give a shit about your rights or whatnot.
Right.
They had Marsha Clark on that show as a guest one night, and I don't know, one of the people, I don't know if the guy was homeless or, vagrant or whatever it was. But the man say, hey, I've got rights. You can't do this. You're violating my rights, blah, blah, blah. And, the host of the show and Marsha Clark sat there and said, oh, yeah, real lawyer type there, and say, hey, you don't have to be a lawyer or law enforcement or whatever. You have your rights. You don't have to be educated on all the laws to know what rights that you have and know when they're being violated.
Right.
And I thought that was in bad taste that they just, sit there and have a good little chuckle about the fact that the man's rights were violated.
Right.
But it continues and continues and
Well,
continues to get worse.
And look, man, I've also tested the theory myself, just to see how a police officer would react to getting pulled over by a citizen. So in Temple Terrace, we have a small police department in Temple Terrace, Florida, and there's only 6 city blocks that they get to watch. And they watch their 6 city blocks very keenly. They are assholes. They don't care. They treat everyone like crap. They are just some dickheads. Anyways, I caught one of these dickheads leaving the police station on 56th Street, heading towards Bush Boulevard in Temple Terrace. And he had a headlight out. Now, that was the 3rd night in a row I had seen the car out on the road driving without a headlight. Okay. So here's where my problem lies. I pulled up behind him when the light turned, and I flashed him with my lights to get him to pull over. And he pulled over, and I said, hey, you have a padiddle. Do you know what a padiddle is?
Do I know what it is?
Yeah.
I don't recall now, but I did.
So that's what they call it when a headlight is out on your vehicle. It's more of a slanged out term, but a technical term, I guess, would be, you have a headlight out, a bucket, a light of some kind. Anyways, we call it padiddles here. You have a padiddle, okay? And I would say right or left padiddle. And so what happened is I told him, hey man, the issue, the reason I'm pulling you over tonight, okay, is because this vehicle's not safe to have on the road, okay? You know that if I was driving without a headlight, you would pull me over for the same infraction, but because this is a county vehicle, it's acceptable to be on the road, okay? That's what you're thinking, and I know that's what's happening here. So I'm going to ask you to take this vehicle back and exchange this vehicle for another police car, okay? This vehicle needs to go in for maintenance and fix, right? You cannot drive legally on the road. You are bound to the same rules and regulations as everyone else is when you're driving on the road. You don't get to say, today I'm going to take it just because I'm law enforcement. And he laughed at me, Mike. He basically laughed at me and said, look, okay, I'm an officer. I don't have to do anything you say. And that's when I realized that this is a real thing. This enforcement stuff, this going to their head kind of stuff is a real thing. I literally had an officer tell me to my face he doesn't have to take the patrol car back because he's a police officer. So in essence, he's telling me he's above the law because he is law enforcement.
Exactly.
And I, at that point, pulled out my camera and I said, okay, I'm going to start a recording. And then I walked around and I got the side of the vehicle. I pulled up the police number. I told him what time it was on camera. I got his license plate and I walked up to the car. I said, hello, guys. I'm sitting here talking with officer such and such. I have asked him to return this vehicle to the police station because he currently has a front right headlight out, or more commonly known as a padiddle, right? I have asked him to return this car to the station because it's unsafe to be on the road. This is an infraction that most people, basic, regular civilian drivers, would get pulled over for. So what makes it okay for him? And then when he saw he was on camera, he rolled up the window, made the U-turn, and took the car back to the back to the police station. He never once talked to me on camera again. He just drove it right back to the police station. Okay, that is something I actually had to do. Isn't that weird? That I would have to take it that far to get him to realize he's not above the law, right? He knows that if that video had gone viral and I had posted it, he would look like a complete pompous jerk off for what he said. Okay, especially after an argument. If you're going to argue with me, then you're really going to look like the jerk in the situation. Okay? So why do we have to take things to this extent to get our police officers to understand that this type of stuff is not okay to think that way? Because you're an officer of the law doesn't mean you're above the law. Because you enforce it doesn't mean you're above it. You still have to follow the same rules, laws, and standards as everybody else. Okay? The only time that differs is when someone is being branded by the law, when you have no choice but to do your job. Okay? That's different. Now you are stepping into a law enforcement role and you have to pursue that as a law enforcement officer. I understand that. But if you're just driving around, it doesn't mean you get to go 80 miles an hour, does it? Are you running code? Are your lights on? No, then you don't get to speed. You have to go the same speed as everybody else. You have to the same rules of engagement that apply to everybody else apply to you when you're not running code. So it's really kind of sad to see this stuff happen in our country, man. It's sad that police actually think that way, you know. And I'm not saying all of them, guys. I'm not blowing the whole category out like that. I'm just saying that I think we really need to test our officers more closely. I think they need a monthly checkup. I think they need to have probably a monthly, heck, even a 2-week session with a psych evaluation, just to make sure everyone is staying stable and is thinking properly while on the job and doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a weird time that we live in our world. I would feel more comfortable if they actually had to talk to a counselor, you know, without.
They need more accountability for their actions.
Sure.
You know, everything that they do, you know, considering that they think they're above the law, they need to be held accountable in the sense that there is some repercussion if they're found that they're doing something that's improper, illegal, not with protocol. You know, you know, in my younger days, we used to have a lot of contracts where we were servicing the communications equipment for police departments and fire departments and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I got to know quite a few of the cops. But you know, in that same sense, there's because you know some cops don't get along with other cops. If you're buddies with them, then they don't like you and all this other crap. I got pulled over in my Nova one night, and you know, just being basically harassed.
Mm.
And I knew these cops; they knew me, and they, you know, well, let's waste his time. They did an inspection on my car, and the only thing that they found was the windshield wiper motor on my car had a weak motor on it. Basically, I think it was wiring or whatever. But the wipers, unless it was raining, wouldn't work. They would stutter. And upon inspecting my wipers, they stopped in the middle of wiping my windshield. He impounded my car for defective equipment,
Really?
towed, and all this other crap. You know, on time, you know, he wasted my time and he enjoyed it, you know. But I also knew and did radio work for the tow company. And after they towed my car, I went over there and immediately picked it up. Didn't have to pay a thing for it.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, actually, we went inside and in his shop and, you know, looked over some motors he was building, you know, for his drag.
Joked around for a little while.
Hmm?
Joked around for a little while.
But, you know, it just, that was out of line. It was wrong, you know,
Right.
trying to inconvenience me, you know, for a windshield wiper that wasn't needed and actually does work when it was raining.
Right.
But poor training, you know, a waste of taxpayer money. It's, you know, and okay, so if somebody took that personally or wrongfully, and this happens to them quite often, and they retaliate against the police department, then that guy's in the wrong,
Right.
because he got fed up. But no, there needs to be more of an oversight type agency to ensure that you know, and like I say, the cops need to be held accountable directly, whereas their actions need to be, you know, putting their job at risk if they're out here constantly screwing up. So, I don't know. I kind of understand where some of these young guys go, they're trying to make a stance protecting people's rights and stuff, getting out here with the camera phones and
Mhm.
all that other crap. But it just comes down to if they were more professional and knew more about the law, the Constitution, the amendments, and people's rights, this kind of crap wouldn't happen.
Sure, I agree. Even though you just popped in there, Rick, I think we're going to shut this down. Um, it's time. I'm coming up on 3 hours here, so we're going to go ahead and shut this down. We got all the information across. I think we needed to earlier, and now we've kind of just moved into other side topics here. So I think it's at that point where it's probably a good time to call it. So it's
We've been on multiple topics all night long.
yeah, Jackass, wieners,
Ron Jeremy, to bad cops, and
girl, Miley Cyrus peeing on vehicles, yeah, all sorts of things.
There you go.
Yeah, this stream should be called Mr. Random. But yeah, so good times, man. Good talk.
That's one thing about your stream. It's not all this scripted crap.
No,
that you catch on other people's streams and
never
patting
will
each other on the back. And that's a good question, and thank you for asking it. And let me stall as long as I can while I sit here and think of some kind of screwed up answer to give you. Because I seriously don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
I laugh because I'm a harsh individual. But it's all good, man. I hate writing things down to talk about. It's more fun just letting everyone start a conversation and go with it. You can have a general topic, talk about that topic for a while, and then just open the floor to discussion. I mean, what's really the problem? I'm not just sitting here and saying, "Hey, Mark, it's good to see you." "Hey, Steve, always keeping it Steve-ish, aren't you? You Stever, you." You know, I can't watch streams like that. That's what a lot of them have really turned into, and I forget. I used to love popping in for the drone information. That's when it was really good, but proper drone information, not fake stuff. I can't stand the rumors and the fake stuff, man. That just irks me. That irks me beyond no. Like if I even see that it's about a topic that has anything to do with a drone that hasn't been released yet, and there's not even acknowledgement from any company saying that it's a real thing, I'm like, yeah, not even gonna bother with my time. That's gonna end up being fake, or it's not gonna be what everybody expected. It's a hopes and dreams bird. What is the point? I don't go stare at Ferraris and windows all day. You know why? Because I'm not gonna own one. So that's the point, you know.
Like all this crap about that Mavic Mini. Jesus Christ.
It's just no, I don't know, man. I'm good, bro. I'm gonna fly and do my hobby thing, and when I can afford to buy another bird, I will. Right now, man, I still have a second surgery coming up, and I got a ton of parts that I need to put on my car, and I got some more parts I need to buy, and then we can start looking at getting another drone. I'm probably thinking the Paradanafi is definitely in my future, so could be worthwhile.
I think that should be your next bird, definitely.
I think it's a good option, honestly, especially for traveling. I think it's an A+ option available. I also have some other tests that I'm going to be doing here, guys, pretty soon. I ordered a bunch of stuff on eBay. 5 gigahertz dual band Wi-Fi repeater as well as 2.4. So it's a dual band 1200 AC. So we'll actually be able to test the unique breeze on 5G network amplified signal and see if we still get that crazy latency lag. And then we're going to see if Oz by Drone is willing to have a look at the firmware, which I forgot to talk to him again tonight, Mike.
Yeah, I was getting ready to ask you if you would touch base with him on that.
To see if he's willing to take a crack at the firmware on that thing. Heck, I'll even send it to Australia if he wants to take a crack at the firmware. See if he can break through that crappy setup Unique has built for it, limiting the range. Because if you hook it to a Wi-Fi repeater, the potential could be a couple miles. Now, you can only fly the stupid thing for 12 minutes, but I can cover a lot of distance in 12 minutes. So that's, if you can even go out 1 mile and come back, 5,280 feet, 5,280 feet back, that's a good amount of distance on one battery, but you should be landing on approximately what would you say, Mike? You get about 11 to 12 minutes in the air, 1 mile out, 5,280 feet. I should be landing on probably 34% battery still. I think that sounds about right.
Definitely. If that firmware could be cracked, because that was the
biggest
Achilles
annoyance.
heel of that bird. I mean, it's a brushless motor, it's 4K camera, and then they put that limitation of what, 330 feet?
Heck no, dude. It only goes 80 meters high. It only allows you. It doesn't even allow you to go to 400 feet. It goes up 80 meters high, and it only goes out 100 meters.
Yeah, to roughly 330 feet.
Right, away from you. And that's about it. That's what it allows. So 80 meters high and 100 meters out. Now, it's very stable. It'll just sit up there and fly like normal. The GPS is solid. It's never given me a problem. Seems to have a fairly good GPS system. It runs on GLONASS. It runs 17 satellites to 18. That's a pretty good pull for satellites. So it's got a solid satellite signal.
That's what I'm saying. It's a solid bird, other than the Achilles heel they put in the firmware.
Right. So if we could kill the firmware and extend the range, I think it would actually be a fairly decent little travel platform. For a bang for your buck. Heck, if you pick the thing up for $80 and you firmware crack it and you get yourself a $15 repeater and a $5 Bluetooth controller, you're in like Flynn, dude. You could actually have a very nice little potential setup.
So, I think we're losing Lloyd again. There's Mars in the chat. How you doing, Mars?
Hey, Mars. Oh, is Mars? Oh, wow. Okay, I see. My stupid chat keeps freezing. That's so dumb. So, well, anyways, guys, we just popped in, man. Please don't forget to smash the like button. We're both out of here. Me and Mike are gonna go swap over to Discord and chat for a while. Personal chat. It's almost 3 a.m, so she'll be waking up in 2 hours. And that tells you I'm just a night owl, dude. When she's waking up, I'm going to sleep. It's weird. It's such a backward schedule, but if you guys get a chance, smash the like button, show it some love. I'm still down for the count right now. We've had really horrible weather, and I'm still healing. Even though I look better, I still am very sore. Things are very full of liquid that shouldn't be full of liquid, making things very tight that shouldn't be tight. So, Dan, still pretty pain. I'm just learning to kind of just get through it at this point. So, it is what it is, man. So there's your answer, Mars. No, the swelling has not quite gone down. I'll show you what these look like, though. Let me put myself up there. There we go. Oh man. Oh boy, I got some pain right there.
Bullet holes.
Yeah, you can see there's a big chunk missing right there, and then all these beautiful things across the stomach. And then I got 2 lower ones right here. I got a slice here, and I got a slice right down there. So I'm still pretty sore. I'm just learning to deal with it. It is what it is.
You should tell people you got shot.
Yeah, right. That's where they scooped it out, man. There were M&Ms coming out with it. A burger from '99. They found some random stuff, dude. Yeah. Yeah, that's all good. Well, listen, guys, we're out of here. Mike, I will catch you on Discord. As soon as I end this broadcast, I'm going to leave the studio and I'm going to pop right into Discord, okay?
All right, man.
So you guys have a beautiful night, man. And I will catch you guys on the flip. Thank you for always being so supportive. I never say that enough. For those of you that stuck around for the long haul, I'm glad you did. And I hope you stick around longer. I haven't changed. I've just decided to take on the entire drone community myself a year and a half ago, and I thought I did pretty good. As with the help of my keep my sanity partner here, Mr. Mike Brooks, who always make sure I double check with him before I do stupid shit, to say the least. But that's
Somebody
it.
got to keep you in line.
What's that?
Somebody got to keep you in line.
Exactly. But see, here's the difference. Mike's not a yes man. Mike will tell me that's a stupid idea. Don't do that, bro. That's the difference. I surround myself with people that will tell me the shit that I don't want to hear. That's what makes them a real friend. If your friend just tells you yeah to everything that you do, then they're a yes man. They're not somebody you need in your life. But if you have a friend like Mike who goes, I wouldn't do that if I was you, that's somebody who's there for you. They're supporting you as a person. They care about your well-being and what's going to happen to you. If they didn't, he wouldn't have said it. That's the truth in a nutshell. If you ever were curious about whether somebody's your real friend or not, that's how you can distinguish a real friend from a fake friend. Drop the yes man, pick up a real friend. You'll be much happier. On that note, guys, I'm out of here. To the view.